Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Queenstown Ice Arena in Queenstown, New Zealand. Today's action, semifinals, game 2 between the SkyCity Stampede.
Ka kite and all, everyone. Ko Ian Tokuinawa, ko Wanamaker te iwi. I'm Ian Wanamaker alongside Dave Dubnick and Matt Chavez. We are the three commentators, like the three musketeers up here.
Three wise men, maybe the three stooges, who knows?
Yeah, well, we got a lot of action here to call tonight. It is the grand final NZIHL action, YouTube live stream. We get to call it just for your viewing pleasure. Last night we had a barn burner. It was extremely close. What a contest, guys.
Unbelievable. I'm thinking penalties. That first period, every penalty cost the goal, and that's what sort of kept going all the way through. And at the end of the game, that big 5-on-3 for the Stampede, which cinched it.
Really sunk the Swarm.
Yeah. So what do they talk about tonight? Staying out of the box.
Yep, that was the first thing.
You need physicality, you need intensity, but it's a fine line between that end and penalties.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Matt? Any comments we want to make from that game?
Yeah, well, it was a tightly fought game for 2 periods, and I think everybody got a little scared to lose in the third, and everybody tightened up, and that two-man power play, Solo putting that away and making a 6th goal and putting the Stampede ahead by 1 goal. You thought for sure there had to be more, but that was it. Everything locked down, and the Swarm had 1 shot in the last 7 minutes.
And this is funny because during the game, the Swarm were down by 2 goals twice in that game, and they dug back.
So they have the grit, they have the ability to score.
And they had the ability to do it and change things.
They even pulled the goalie in the last few minutes there to get that extra attacker on.
And actually, as my leg was pawed at there for a moment, an interesting development. I did get the sheet. It will be Grace Harrison starting for the Swarm.
We're going to talk about it with starting lineups tonight. Let's check out the highlights from yesterday's action, and we'll come back to us shortly. Kia ora whanau, welcome to NZIHL Grand Finals night. This is exciting. Queenstown, Aotearoa, New Zealand. Ko Ian Tokuinawa alongside Dave Dubnick. I'm Ian Wanamaker. We are calling this live stream action. Dave, this is super exciting. So let's go. Here we go. Atwell against Devlin with puck drop.
And here we go. Puck rolls back to Sandoy in his own zone.
Right back in on attack.
Intercepted by Amston. Amston muscling his way over the red line now.
1-on-1.
Trying to deke his way through.
Gets through.
Shot.
Back in.
Back to the corner. Back to Thuler on the blue line. Takes a shot. Blocked by a couple of the Stampede players. Rusky Jones and
the Swarm score. Kozak jumps on that loose puck.
Loose puck.
First goal of the game comes on the power play. Just like that. Do not give any team a power play in the final.
Not in the final. And Stampede struggling to get out of their own zone. Hay on the blue line. Shot. And again, Hasselman having to make a drag behind the net. Burns picks it up along the boards. Can't control it. And a huge wake-up call there for Winston Lee. McIntosh rails it all the way around. Well, Welcome picks it up. Back to Solo. Cross to McIntosh. Shot. Scores!
And a goal. Might have been tipped, but a good hard shot.
How he even saw the net. There's a few bodies in the way, but
it's a lethal power play that the Stampede have, man.
Poor old Mawson, I think that was a bit of a save. Mawson turned his back on that. That would have really hurt if he would have collected that in the backside.
And they score.
Once again, McIntosh taps it in again. Goes and says hello to the players. He was set up. He skated in unguarded, but there's
beautiful goal again on the power play, making the Swarm pay for their undisciplined actions earlier in this period. So McIntosh receiving that pass from behind the net.
No one there to pick it up. Polozov along the boards. Cross to Stefanik. Stefanik shot.
And the goal. Polozov scores for the Swarm.
One times
both power play goals for each team here, Dave. So Swarm answer right back very quickly on the Devlin penalty. So that's telling you something very obvious. Don't let these teams go on the power play.
That's right. First period over, Ian. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Huge entertainment of hockey. Huge. Lots of construction going on, much like Auckland.
We're almost ready for puck drop.
All right,
so
let's get into it. I've got a crackle here. Kept in by McIntosh. to the corner to Walcom. Walcom scores!
That's
Ian,
Walcom.
you're a mathematician. Geometry on that angle.
No one's got another one yet. We are playing for the finals right now.
Walcom taps it over to Solo. Back to Walcom. Cross ice. Picks it up over the blue line. Dumps in front. Shot. Scores! That's number 3 for Colin Mack.
A hat trick. People are throwing their hats on the ice, and they are up by 2 with McIntosh's third of the game already.
Entering.
Puck loose
in front, and Stepanek just couldn't get a good handle on that as Hasselman, that big body, laid down. Big deflection. Oh, and finally,
they score! Backhanded in by Delmatel.
Delmatel's finally
found the net. Wow, there's a lot of pressure there.
I don't know why there was so much clutter. No clearing by the Stampede. Great work by the Swarm. So keeping the heat on. Pressure. It's got Solo on the point, on the blue line. Solo shot,
and
scores.
They score just like that.
Yeah.
5-3 here, Dave. They get a goal. What a quick response, man, oh man.
Delmate collects it on the red line. Cross ice to Stepanek. Centering for Kozak. Can't collect it as that puck drifted in front of the net. Unguarded,
they
untouched.
Just control the puck. They can have a shot on net.
Did a great job.
And they score. Stepanek back door. What hands
fast,
on a big man.
Quick hands.
Yeah.
Quick hands.
Polozov gets him the puck, and he just wrapped it right around.
Hasselman was
on the other side.
Yeah. Feeds Solo. Solo steps.
What a move.
He beat Lawson like a rented mule around. Solo collects it. And Solo can't play with his stick, centering.
And a goal.
Stepanek.
Great setup there.
Drifted all the way in from the point position.
He just put himself in a position to score, Dave, and he does. That equalizes the game, folks.
And that ends that period.
That will be the horn. That will do it for 2 periods of play. We have got a 5-5 game. Let's get into game action. We're about to drop that puck.
Third period action. Pointy end of the game, pointy end of the season for the Birgel Cup. 1 of 2, possibly 3 games.
This is it. I heard someone say, you told me there were marbles in the cup, and we're playing for the marbles and the cup. An insane amount of shots, and we're not done.
Back win for McIntosh. Solo skates it in, shot, scores.
And they score.
Just like that.
That's it. Wow, in like 2-3 seconds into the power play, and Stampede score again, Dave.
So
taking the lead once again in the final, making it 6-5. 10 seconds left.
Amston fires it up, but not out. Polozov trying to center, can't. Polozov in wide. Thuler with it. Amston bangs it off the boards, and that's it.
That's it. Game 1 in the books. 1-goal game. That's a victory to the SkyCity Stampede, Dave. Kia ora whanau and welcome back again. What an action-packed game there, guys. We were so lucky to be able to call a final like that. 6-5, going down right literally to the last seconds of the game. Jeff Solo scoring, game-winning goal.
The highlights almost went as long as the game because the whole game was action-packed. 11 goals, holy mackerel, in a playoff game.
It's a lot of discipline, a lot of factors in that game, and super tight. We're going to see the same tonight, Matt?
Yeah, well, no, I don't think we're going to see the same thing tonight because both teams came out and made some mistakes in the first period, and they were punished quickly. In the second period, they figured that out and started getting offensive and started getting goals, and in that third period, they all locked down. So I expect that this is going to start out not necessarily locked down, but the Stampede are going to try to get on top of this early, and they have every reason to. They're going to hit the turbo button, and they're going to try. I wouldn't be surprised with 25 shots in the first period and try their luck and try to get this one out of the way early and put the Swarm behind quick.
Big calls right there from Matt. That's fantastic, Dave. So, yeah.
And the Swarm's got nothing to lose, though.
That's it.
That's the thing. They've got to come out with that turbo jets as well in order to get, even up this whole series.
If they want to gain any traction tonight, they certainly got to get in early, but it's the pressure on them. Stampede know that the Swarm have to come at them, so if you have a club that's needing to come at you, it's a matter of composure.
Yeah.
And countering attack. Yeah. You capitalize on any of their little mistakes in this rink, it gets punished quickly, not just by the little mistakes in the corner, 50-50 battles. It's that discipline that came into the massive factor yesterday.
Yes.
And the game-winning goal was on a 5-on-3. So as Andy said, Andy Hay, the Swarm captain, in his interview this morning on Newstalk ZB, stay out of the penalty box.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds simple, not easy when it's that high emotional situation. So
absolutely,
got to stay on point.
Goaltenders, they have to stand on their head tonight.
And we've got some changes in the nets tonight. Botany Swarm goaltender Matt Kennedy is not starting. We have Grace Harrison. She's making her first appearance in the finals. For even semifinals, she didn't play. She backed up Matt, so now she's getting her first start. Hope Grace goes well, and she is being backed up by Connor Parr. Connor Parr has not seen action. He's a young goaltender from Auckland, so Matt, hopefully, I don't know if he's nursing an injury or what the situation is.
Intel on that.
So he is not currently in, but for the Stampede.
Yes, Ashton Brooks.
Brooksy is in.
We talked last night about A and B. They're not both Swarm and Stampede. They're not A and B goalies. They're just two very good goalies on both sides, and it was just a matter of playing one game and playing the other game, I think.
Yeah, and you're so lucky, people, that if you're watching this, that the best goaltenders and also the best players, like this is why they're in the finals. The top two teams, they're separated by 1 point only in that regular season standings. Stampede earning the right to host these finals. So how it works here in New Zealand, if you finish on the top point scoring in the regular season, that's called a premiership here, they automatically get an entry into the finals, which this is happening now. And the Swarm, they had to go through a 2-game series against the third place team, the West Auckland Admirals, to manage to get here. So
and they won those 2 games, and to be fair, Kennedy stood on his head in those 2 games last week.
I think he only let in, there was only 2 goals scored in both of those games.
Some spectacular saves.
Yeah, and in this case, a lot of times you think NHL Game 5, all right, well, we turn around and have one at home for Game 6 and try to even it up. It doesn't work that way. That's why the regular season's just that important. They did win by 1 point in their last game of the year, and the Stampede, taking that 1 seed, gets all three at home. So it's a Game 6 on the road for what, in another situation might be the home team, but we're playing all 3 in Queenstown if necessary. They could close it out tonight.
That's true. So the Birgel Cup is on the line tonight, folks. And also, speaking of the last round with the Stampede, they played against the Canterbury Red Devils here. And there was a bit of an altercation, I'll call it.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little light dusting, maybe, in the corner. And as a result of that, Harrison McCog was suspended with his interactions with one of the carries, I think Jacob
Both
Carey.
carries,
the goaltender and Jacob.
Decided, Jacob decided to get involved, and so Harrison sat out too. And last night was his second
game.
So tonight he's on. Fresh legs. It's funny, he's just sort of bounced down, and I know they'll insert him, and he has tenacious. And we call him like a little Jack Russell,
He works hard, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He kind of like on the other side is like a player like that would be a Josh Steen, who's now playing.
Absolutely.
In that,
last night.
He's playing in that 4th line. The Swarm have 4 full lines. And Steen's going to be centering that line with Whitston Lee, and I think Hopkinson's on his left. So McCog, he's going to join in the 4th line. There's 2 extra sets of wingers on that 4th line, because that's all the Stampede have. They have 3 main lines, or 3 lines I should say, plus the 2 extra wingers. So a bit of a shorter bench. They've had that most of the season, and that's been a recipe that has worked for them.
Yeah, just hoping those legs can last. That's the difference there.
Yeah, this is the 4th game in 9 days.
So we're going to have,
all right.
It looks like a national anthem.
Thank you, Matt.
As the players are going to line up on the respective blue lines, and the starting lineups have been announced. As we go through that starting lineup for the Swarm, goaltender Grace Harrison, the defenders Remy Sandoy and Luke Simon. Forwards we have Peter Stepanek, Ivan Dalmatau, and Sasha Polozov starting for the Swarm. Starting for the hometown SkyCity Stampede, goaltender Aston Brooks, defenders Jeff Solo, Mitchell Freer, and on forwards we've got Walcom, Colin McIntosh, and Lockie Freer. There we are, rounding out the lineups. Brothers.
So that was sang last night and tonight. Tanya Pym, funny mother of Tallulah Bryant, who is in Chicago skating. Just left last week to skate for the university in Chicago. So that's kind of interesting stuff.
Fantastic. Hockey connections all over the world. In the Windy City of Chicago,
yep.
Also where Connor Bedard has been drafted into, #1 overall pick for the NHL.
Tonight's we've got Tyler Hasselmore and, of course, Kyle Matthews in the stripes. So they did a good job of screwing the lid on last night. Hopefully the pot won't boil over.
There was a lot to call, wasn't there?
And the pot won't boil over tonight.
So here we are, Fano. It is game number 2 of this NZIHL Finals. We are just getting set to drop the puck, playing 3 periods, 20 minutes each, down in Queenstown, the mighty Wakatipu area in central Otago. We got to sample a little of that today, and the sun was shining. It's been beautiful. A very free, should be charging golf lesson from Mr. Matt Chavez. Unrated man. He is knowing how to swing those clubs. He's a magician with a club. Man, oh man, I am thankful for that. And just a small side note, you might have noticed a little bit of a scarf we're wearing. That's in tribute to the Scottish roots that I've got, and we're in central Otago.
Of course.
Anyway, I wanted to shout out to that Robertson clan. Let's get going.
All right, here we go. Puck drop. Remy Sandoy fires it in. Stampede area. Icing's the call. Early whistle. Yeah. Last night we didn't have a whistle for the first few minutes of the game. It's quite different there.
Yeah, that's just an initial shot of how pressure can get to players, like not gaining that red line and shooting the puck in. Small mistake early from the Swarm. 8 seconds into this game, so let's
Face
go.
off to the left of Grace. Backhand. Didn't make it to the goaltender. Fighting behind the net for it. Turned over. And Swarm stopped at the red line. But Dalmatic gets a loose puck and chases it down into the corner. First shot on Brooks, just bats it to the side. From the point, another shot, and Brooks gloves that. Good test for Aston Brooks.
Yeah, good to be sharp early for Brooksy, getting that glove on that second shot. The first shot was a bit of a low shot, so he just kind of steered it aside to get the feel of the pads, feel of the puck. It looks like he's had 2 shots. I don't think Grace has got any.
Shot never made it to her, so all right, behind the net. Cleared up by Burns as Harrison can't make it past the red line. Cooler picks and tosses it away. Burns skates it to the blue line, tapped off his stick by Mawson, who takes into the boards. Big pass to Sofer, who's over the blue line, can't control it.
It's poke checked away nicely actually by Thuler defending.
Shot, Harrison takes that shot high off the glass. Back to the point.
Oh, someone goes down. Kozak is down on the right side here, instantly throwing the stick and favoring his face. Not sure what's happened there. Maybe a high stick, Dave.
Possibly, yeah. There was no puck action over there, so I believe it was.
And he is down. There's no hand up at all by the official, but Kozak went down very quickly.
And it's not like him.
So this is the leading up to that. He goes down for the puck. Maybe takes an inadvertent stick. Oh, no, I'm not sure what happens at all. Maybe a backswing by the player with the puck. That happened so fast, couldn't even catch that. That's again away from the play.
Good to see he's up and moving on his own steam and heading to the bench. Checking his lip.
But the officials will have a bit of a correro here and to check if there was any infraction.
Yeah.
Again, that one, to me, Dave, if we want to talk about intent and also with the referee judgment, it didn't seem there was any intent. With that one, the play with this player having the stick, but as a player, you got to be in control of the stick at all times, right? You're responsible. Yeah. So if you do contact someone in the face behind you,
it's still out of control.
It just, yeah, that happened again. But you kind of caught him with the backside of the blade in the face area. So he's going to go to check to see if he's got any blood.
If there is blood, that creates a.
That could be a 4-minute double minor, but it looks like no penalty call. We're 5-on-5.
All right. Face off to the right of Grace Harrison. Puck drop in the corner. Hay can't control it behind the net. Hopkinson skates it to the blue line, and they're battling for it in the neutral zone.
Yeah, Dave, just want to point out another adjustment to this lineup. That's Jonsson in there with 18, Hopkinson 63, and Gavin Puckett wearing number 27. He looks like he's possibly replacing Steen, unless they've had an adjustment in their lineup. Steen's still there on the bench, but an adjustment nevertheless.
Feed. Simon can't control on the blue line. Battling for it, and it rolls onto Simon's stick, and he taps it into Stampede area. Roby with it now on the red line, over the blue line, has a clear line of shot, wide. Taps it again on net by Solo. Back to Solo, and again a shot high and wide. True skates in. At the moment, Swarm needing to get it out, and they do. Great work there.
A lot of high shots, Dave. That was the MO against Canada yesterday. A lot of attempts to try and go upstairs.
McIntosh skating it in. Quick shot on Grace Harrison on the glove, and she makes easy work of that.
So Grace Harrison getting tested. That's probably her third or fourth shot. She's up to the task. As you see the replay here, McIntosh kind of going 1-on-2. Elects to take the shot. And Harrison, actually that shot deceptively just above the pad, and where Grace had to either get it with the pad or the glove. So those shots are very difficult to save.
She's a well-seasoned goaltender for sure. Back to Burns on the point. Burns' shot, I think that was blocked before it got to the goaltender. Falls up over the blue line, and it's tapped back in where Burns has it on the near corner. Around to Freer. Freer, big pass, lost in Walcombe skates, where Polozov picks that up, and Thuler is bumped off the puck. Walcombe has it. Walcombe waiting for some help. Reinforcements. Freer picks up a rebound. Is bumped off the puck beautifully by Swarm as Polozov boogies all the way over the blue line. Hammers on the brakes. And Walcombe with it now on the blue line. End-to-end hockey.
Yeah, both number one lineups for each team going at it.
Oh, that's
an offensive dump in, a little too high, directly out of play.
Over the glass and everything.
So that's going to come outside the zone, I believe, if the referee's got that call.
Yeah, they're asking for it.
As you see here, Thuler kind of gets run over by McIntosh. Thuler gets the puck first, but he pays the price as McIntosh fills him in after he makes that play. That's finals hockey, Dave.
Yep. Offside dot. Shot in behind the net where Simon picks it up. Moving it out. Off the boards, Solo picks that up. Shot. Grace forced to save that all the way from the red line. Off her shoulder pad. And Simon. Hay bumped off the puck, but he gets it into Stampede zone, and it's fired back out. McDonald fires it back in. And Amston behind the net being harassed by Mawson. And Sandoy can't catch a flipping puck as it rolls end over end behind the net. McDonald waiting to set something up. Still waiting. Big centering pass.
Bit of a different strategy there, going high pass.
Jonsson gives chase. And Devlin taken out against the boards.
That's Gavin Puckett introducing himself to Dylan Devlin on that sideboard.
And he looks like he's not.
He's favoring his shoulder. That again, we had some injuries early in the semifinals with the West Auckland hit against, I think that was Jackson Fontaine, and he favored the arm in a very similar fashion to Devlin, and that popped his collarbone. That's why he's out of action. Maybe that's why Puckett's also been reinserted into the Swarm lineup.
Little
so
bit
Devlin's
of
going to get some attention.
Little bit of muscle. Face off to the right of Aston Brooks. Thuler takes a shot, bounces behind the net. Tap behind. Swarm controlling behind the net. Bit of harassment as Hurley can't get it out.
The line.
Beautiful work by the Swarm to keep it in, but finally it's turned out by Rusty Jones.
Kind of gets upended as he had his feet taken out from under him.
And it's turned upfield to Polozov over the blue line. He's got some help in front. And that was Janssen trying to do a deflection, but kind of got more in the way there. Burns fighting for it, flicks it up, and not out though. Polozov keeps that in, and a weak shot on net. Brooks just taps it to the side.
He could have covered it, but he liked to play it.
And that's Harry McCog out there, I believe, for a bit of a skate. Tapping it in is Frere. Well, trying to get it all the way around, but can't. Walcom steals, shoots.
What a save by Grace.
Grace Harrison. Walcom and Grace were up close and personal.
I don't think he even expected to get that puck that close to the net.
Yeah, that was point blank work and beautiful work by Grace.
So the defender's swarm gets his pocket picked.
That's
right in
McIntosh.
front. McIntosh gets onto it. Was McIntosh the one who gets the puck there?
Yeah, it was McIntosh that stole that and took the shots there.
Okay.
It wasn't Walker.
Walker's okay.
But McIntosh is not a left-hand shot. That was left-hand shooting.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that replay.
Okay.
And we'll move it out with Mawson over the blue line. Mawson, block shot by Burns. And Frere taps it up to McIntosh. Hay taps it across to Sandoy. And it ends up on the red line. Lockie Frere back to Burns. Burns across to Amston. Amston to the red line. And McIntosh picks that up. Leaves for Walcom. Railed around. And Mawson with it. Mawson over the blue line. He's starting to get a little bit of speed. Fires it in once he steps over the red line. Amston bats it up and it rolls out to Sandoy on the red line. Walcom with Harrison. Harrison gives chase to the corner against Simon. Simon wins it. Can't hit Mawson. And a weak shot on net. Didn't make it all the way. And huge move.
Shot there by Steen. He got the side of the net, Dave.
Great hustle there there was 3 Swarm players moving in quickly. This end-to-end hockey is spectacular. And turned up and around and batted back in.
That's an offside. So Salford was in the defensive zone on the other side of the blue line, and he did reach for that puck, causing that offside. Dave, I just want to go back for a moment to see this replay. The Swarm defender has the puck. He cuts right in front of the net. That's instant danger zone. And the left-hand shot here takes it, gets a shot onto Grace. That is playing with absolute fire. You could have got burned there.
Yeah.
Another thing I got to highlight, one thing that happened, I've never seen this, and this is really interesting. One of the bench management players, people for the Stampede, reaching over, pointing to a defender, hits the Swarm player with the puck.
With his and it wasn't whistled. And it wasn't whistled.
So that's interesting. That's spectator interference.
Interesting.
Back in action. Well, let's go.
McCog now stepping out of the suspension, passes in front where Hurley takes a shot. And beautiful work by the Swarm to just slow things down and move it out quickly. Now Johnson over the red line, over the blue line, gets it knocked off where Thuler picks it up in the neutral zone. Puckett with it, red line. Roby, a little bit of miscommunication and great work by the Swarm to keep it in. McDonald.
Both teams contesting that neutral zone area, looking for getting that, earning the battle.
Walcom can't collect that on the blue line. Freer. A few of those missed hits that we had last, just kind of miscollections where McDonald behind the net taps it around. Polozov can't collect that. McIntosh in the corner, being Delmonte tangling him up, centering.
Shot goal.
Lockie Freer, one time. Uncontested, Lockie was left.
He was by himself all alone, and then
that's
just good puck movement and good strong control. They passed it around the Swarm defenders. They didn't get sticks onto the puck, or at least not tying up the sticks, and that cost them yesterday when McIntosh was alone in front and he scored. Yeah. So Swarm defensively got to be much tighter.
We'll have a look on the replay.
So you see here right in front, and it's quick as Lockie gets it, his stick's on it, and it gets off his stick in a hurry, goes right upstairs and beats Grace in the glove on that top left side.
Yeah, you could really see the defenseman moving to the outside, and it caught him when the puck got in the slot quickly.
Left unguarded. So Polozov, see if they can reach Stepanek centering. And Harrison into the neutral zone. Turned over by Stepanek. Controlling. Bumped off the puck on the blue line, but he fires it in. Railing it around badly.
Stepanek just punished Connor Harrison in the corner. He's limbering. He's still tough. He's out there. He's going.
Connor's
took 2 massive hits.
One of the tougher guys I know, as Sofer can't control the puck in the neutral zone, and it ends up on Stepanek's stick.
If Swarm do want to respond, that's their go-to guy.
Yeah, definitely making it people pay for trying to control the puck. True, up to Roby, loses it. Mawson and Roby battling for it against the boards. Mawson picks it up on the red line. Mawson's got Kozak with him. Kozak picks it up, glides to the corner, tries to feed the point, deflected, hits some timber or something.
And get a stoppage of play.
Yeah, whistled in. Wow, this end to end.
It's happening. It's it. This is finals hockey, Dave, and it's what you want to see, folks. We are almost at the halfway point of period 1. SkyCity Stampede have the first goal. Here's a replay of that hit. Harrison has his back turned. He kind of gets a shove from the side with the manhandling of Stepanek, and he'll be feeling that one on the bench.
McCaw can't control it, and it bounces into the slot and finally tapped out. Hay, cross ice to Thulit. Thulit
makes a nice
still
move.
Has it. Beautiful move over the blue line, takes to the corner, tries to muscle his way into the slot. Mawson in the corner against Amston. Kept in though.
That's a trip. Oh my goodness, that's the definition of tripping. And the hits keep on coming.
Yeah. Mawson collects it on the blue line, his own blue line. Over the red line.
Just like a wrecking ball running into guys.
Well, definitely not backing down. Both him and Stepanek, big units out there. Shot on Grace Harrison.
Loose in front.
Puck's loose in front. Still
broken
in front.
Stick too.
Yeah. Puck's tangled up with it and finally cleared up and out. Beautiful defensive play. Puck stick broken in three
pieces in 2 spots.
Yeah,
you don't see that often either.
It could be a cold night. A little bit of kindling there. And McIntosh can't control behind the net. He's being dogged by Sandoy. Frere takes a shot, and Harrison just gobbles that up.
Great sequence of play, Dave, as you see there. Literally action both ends. Big hit. Kind of a missed chance with this trip on the sidewall here. You might see it on the replay. So I think that's Puckett with the puck. He gets tripped up, and the play just continues. And the defenseman steps up for the Swarm and lays into the other player.
Yeah, and after that had gone by, Atwell took a shot at McIntosh, and that wasn't seen on camera. So there's some game within the game going on.
Yeah, a lot of
game within the game. I like that. Yeah. Firing it back in was Solo. Remy Sandoy with it in his own zone. Taps it up. Intercepted by Walcom. Solo tries to hit McIntosh off the boards. Solo takes it in. Shot again. Grace just stops that.
She's in good position, Dave. Like, she's staying very square to the shooter.
She knows her business.
like, again, a high save percentage goaltender, but also very calm, collected in the net, and not easily rattled.
Quick.
Very quick reflexes. She's very nimble, very agile, and controlling the rebounds.
Face off to the right of Harrison. Polozov on the red line, drags it over the blue line, still has it, leaves for Damate, takes that shot, and there's a few bodies in the way, and that was well done by Aston Brooks to collect that. You know, these fans here, they paid for the full seat, but I think they're just using the edge at the moment. It's end-to-end hockey, big hits, big shots, everything's happening tonight. See if they can sustain it for 3 periods. Cross to Simon. Shot. Puck rolls around behind the net. Battling for it. Huge battle for it. As Stepanek's tangled up with Burns and Sofer, but it ends up on the point. Huge work there by Damate. And he fires high, keeping it in his hay, but then it's tapped out where Simon's forced to collect on his own blue line. Damate has the puck poked off his stick. Burns taps it up off the referee, unfortunately, and it rolls to the neutral zone where Thuler has it. He fires it in. Burns in his own zone. Huge pass to Rusky Jones. Just
Grace plays it, yep.
Fires
Keeps
it in. Thuler loses it. And it's kept picked up, robbed in the neutral zone was McDonald.
That is Vortnov. He was scratched off the lineup initially, but he is playing.
Roby's dropped his stick and struggling to get it up in his hands again. And
a lot being let go here. The referee is definitely keeping the whistle in the pocket.
At the moment, yeah, we'll see what it takes to actually get a penalty. So, Vortnov in the corner. Swarm starting to move it out now. McDonald over the red line, beat past Frere. And
we do have our first penalty. We must have given the commentator curse. We got a slashing
way to
goal
go
against. It looks like it's going
Roby.
against the SkyCity Stampede. Yeah. Roby not too pleased, obviously, with that call.
No, we know what
happens.
We
haven't had much throughout the game yet, so one was going to come eventually. And we know how power plays can be potent. And we see Ivan Delmatau taking the face-off for the Swarm, number 17. With Lawson on his right, pulls off to a left, so the Swarm now getting a power play of their own.
Back to Polozov, cross to Stepanek, who gives to McDonald. One time.
Great save by Brooks. He gets across and gets a pad on it. It looked like his right shoulder. So a very agile goaltender. A little bit different than Hasselman. Hasselman has a different style. McDonald with the puck here. He passes it across. Stepanek sets up right into his wheelhouse. He one-times that. Goes down in the process. Brooks already set for it. Pretty relaxed.
Stepanek's got a fairly aggressive shot.
Oh yeah, and he put some mass behind it, so he put some power.
So McDonald, Stepanek to the corner. Stepanek, McDonald on the blue line. And Mawson behind the net has it, being dogged. Back to McDonald on the blue line. Polozov cross, trying the one time.
He couldn't connect it. Delmatau had that pass, but he hit the skate.
Trying that high slot shot. Stepanek over the red line now. And shot deflected all the way around to the point. Now it's in the corner. Behind the net is Stepanek. Dangerous even behind the net. We know that from last night. And it's railed up, but kept in.
Scores! That's a goal! Innocent wrist shot from the point. Delmatau. It fools everyone. Even our cameraman was looking at me like, what happened there? That is a goal for the Swarm, tying this game one apiece. Swarm strike on the power play.
What does that tell us?
Once again, power plays killing it. So on the replay here, the puck gets to the point man. Delmatau, he receives it on the back end, goes to his forehand. Bit of traffic in front, not much. Innocent wrist shot. Brooks doesn't see it. He's going to the right side, over the glove, over the pad. 1-1 hockey game day, 5.5 minutes. Period one. We're locked at 1.
Fantastic work. That Delmatau, just that innocent shot you said. Simon taps it around to Sandor. To Mawson on the blue line. Mawson, cross ice. Has tapped in. Into the corner. Jones, Rusky Jones. Taps it to the neutral zone where Simon picks it up. Sandoy. Mawson muscles his way in. Gets a shot away.
Puck's loose. The whistle does go, but he had a hand on it. Yeah. Then it got taken off of him.
Mawson just muscled his way through a series of Stampede players.
Yeah, he got the shot up. So the puck is there. Brooks gets it, but it was not fully covered. So the referee in behind Aston Brooks, seeing Brooks sprawled on the ice, looking like he's got it covered. However, he lost sight of the puck. That puck was still in play, so that whistle saves the Stampede again.
All right, face off to the right of Brooks. Harrison taps it across into the neutral zone, where Sofer gives chase, and Hopkinson picks it up and fires it all the way in. Thuler with it on the blue line. He's got Puckett with him. Shot off an ankle, where Rusty Jones just bats it to the blue line, and it rolls onto Puckett's stick on the red line. Thuler intercepts a lead pass to Harrison, skates it in, takes that shot, and covers up.
Yeah, so going back to the Swarm goal, Dave, I said innocent. I kind of mean off speed. It was more of a, so often a quality goaltender means, as you see the replay there, the puck was still loose. So the off-speed shot is taking off that full force like a Stepanek shot or a Kozak. So it was not full pace. So that fools a goaltender when they're already ready and set and they don't see it. It doesn't hit them. They're kind of making a secondary reaction save.
Beautiful.
As you've seen there, that's a McDonald shot from the point. Full
Quick,
pace. He's already set. He makes the save.
Kind of like the baseball knuckler,
Exactly
throws
right.
the batter off.
Yeah, so that throws a goaltender off and off speed.
Yeah, so, and also just looking, I think the rebound in front or a little bit of deflection is perhaps what he was looking for, but he did better than that.
And interestingly, guys, there's been the first 9 or 10 minutes, a lot of shots by the Stampede, but in the last 6 minutes, the Swarm have really
It's all the other way.
controlled. Well, they've controlled neutral ice, and that's turned it around. They haven't turned it into shots. They haven't. I mean, they've
But
just
it's
got
allowed
the one
offensive
shot,
pressure.
and that pressure has stayed on. And that's been the turnaround so
Is
far.
that
in
controlling
the
the
first period.
neutral zone is a key area of this game, and they've been quite measured in their physical approach too, absorbing hits and making plays. So something to keep an eye on. That's a really well pointed out spot as we get this small stoppage here with Aston Brooks, the goaltender for the Stampede, getting some repair work done to his helmet.
Running repairs.
It looks like one of the straps has come loose off the back of his helmet, so he's just getting that kind of tightened up by one of the other.
A little bit of running repairs.
Yeah, there you are.
That's Matt Schwartz, an old-time goaltender, helping Aston out.
Aston gives him the nod.
And they're back in play.
So a bit of a strategic stoppage too as well. Like they lose some of that momentum. Oh, absolutely.
That old chestnut.
When momentum is against you, you definitely want to slow that down, make it a little bit more even.
Tapping it around is McDonald. Sandoy picks it up on the blue line. Taps it back in behind the net. Stepanek trying to center. That is his go-to play. He's skating.
Strong with the puck, right?
Yeah,
so
behind the net
off.
and then tapping it in front. He did that last night a couple times.
So he's in control of the puck here. He's getting kind of like chased from the back. He puts it in front to center of the puck. And Brooks can sense that that's coming through, and he decides that he was going to block it and hold on to it.
Face off to the left of Brooks. Down his stick.
Off the referee, too.
Almost,
I think it's his hand.
Almost in the net. It's tapped up, but not out. Thuler has it on the blue line. Back to Polozov in the corner. Carries behind the net. Trying to set something back to the point. McDonald has the stick. Puck poked off his stick. And Stepanek in the corner. Back to McDonald. Struggling at the moment.
It's looking like a power play for the Swarm. They have full control of the puck inside the Stampede zone and really moving it around very well. Stampede looking like they're collapsing a bit, forcing themselves down into a more defensive position, which is good, but it's also dangerous because they're clogging that front of the net, and Brooks may not be able to see that shot, and Swarm are looking to get that
They were
shot
closing
on.
in and in and in, which means less room. Mawson takes a shot. Puck bounces in front. Great opportunity there for the Swarm. And finally, Hurley marks it up. Hits Roby on the blue line. Roby in the corner, centering. Stopped by Simon. Takes behind the net. Kozak taps it behind the net. And Mawson on the blue line. Mawson has it tapped back in behind the net. And Swarm on the red line. Back in play. Across ice, where Sandoy has to chase it down into his own zone. He's got Simon with him. Simon carrying over the blue line. Mawson on the red. Mawson takes a shot.
He just fills in Soffer. Soffer tried to hit Lawson, and a big collision here right underneath us.
And Brooks forced to glove that in.
We'll see this on the replay. Swarm bringing the puck up from defensive zone. Pass up to Mawson. Gets it on the back end. He chips it in. Soffer goes to make the hit, and Mawson says, okay, I see you.
Just can't hit a tree like that. He's a big unit.
He's just solid.
Yep, solid unit.
He's playing with a lot more confidence, and it's good to see the Swarm getting back in the fight here in this final.
Well, that goal really was, sets him back into it. Soffer blocks that shot from McDonald, and Soffer picks up the puck on the blue line. Cross ice to Harrison. Harrison beats Thuler, or tries to beat Thuler. Back to Soffer, who can't make the shot. Up and kept in by Solo. Just. Rusky Joe or Soffer to Solo, who takes a soft shot. Centering. Freer fakes the shot and taps it to the corner. Harrison tangled up with Thuler. And a shot deflected in front. Dangerous bounce, but went nowhere. And it's finally cleared out. There's a little bit of a flurry by the Stampede, but Welcome has it. Welcome shot, little high, and it rolls all the way back to the blue line, where Amston tries to hit McIntosh, and McIntosh loses it on the red line.
Kept in.
Beautifully kept in. Dalmate feeds. Polozov moves past one player.
And there's going to be a Swarm penalty here as McIntosh gets taken down. Looks like a bit of an interference call or a trip, and it is going to be a trip. That is the call.
Stepanek, I believe.
Yeah, the big man getting his body in the way.
Well, you know, he's involved so heavily. He's involved so heavily. You know, there is the odd time that he's going to end up on the wrong end of that whistle.
That's true. And I'm not sure, do you know this, Dave, if Soffer does he happen to be an arborist or some kind of form of a lumberjack? You said he can't hit a tree. I mean, he's got a stick out. He's chopping wood. That is for sure. He's definitely trying. But Swarm on a penalty kill, 124 here in this first frame.
Solo, Burns shot. And Solo forced onto his own red line. Burns fires, rails it all the way around, forcing Walcom against the boards. Simon pushes him around. Burns in the corner. Walcom. One time was Solo, looks at his stick.
A bit of a miscue. He didn't get all of it.
Not at all.
Band on it.
Walcom moves in, leaves for Burns. Burns feeds Walcom.
Pass in front, goal, McIntosh.
Guess who?
Tic-tac-toe. What a beautiful setup.
Knows where to be. Once again, McIntosh, you know.
Power play goal. Once again.
What are we saying?
In the finals, it's a bit of a theme. They score, making it 2-1 hockey game. So the Swarm they're hurt by that penalty. That is, again, what's happened. Tic-tac-toe.
McIntosh was hanging back, I believe, until everything was set up, and then he muscles his way into the.
It was Walcom passing with Burns, and that really the movement of Burns on that blue line sucked in one of the Swarm defenders, and they couldn't recover when they hit. They started attacking the one man with two, drawing him in, 1-2 punch, boom, boom, that's in the back of the net.
Season playing. Harrison loses it on the blue line, tackled up by Stepanek. And it rolls in where Polozov collects it. Shot, narrow angle, bounces to the corner. Polozov can't control, and it's tapped all the way down into Swarm territory. Stepanek picks that up. McDonald starts to move up. Stepanek on the red line. Pushes his way past a couple.
He's kind of batted back in from the Stampede bench. He just literally, one of their players fisted the puck back onto the ice. Under 10 seconds left in this first frame. Scoreline right now, 2 to the SkyCity Stampede, 1 to the Botany Swarm. This is game 2 of the NZIHL finals. We are being treated again to such high scoring action, but very close.
7 seconds left in this first period. It's gobbled away this time so quickly. Busy hockey.
And that's going to do it as the Stampede iced the puck down, taking us right to the end of the first period. That will put the first period in the books, guys, and a power play goal doing and making the difference.
Two
power play goals.
Yeah,
well, one for the Swarm and one for the SkyCity Stampede.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious the discipline of both teams are going to be on display here. If the Swarm can't keep themselves out of the box, this is going to be a very easy finish for the Stampede. But they did manage to get a lot more pressure from about the 10-minute mark to about the 3-minute mark. They were playing Swarm hockey. They were doing a great job controlling the middle, doing a good job of maintaining possession. And they got a whole slew of shots, and they got a goal out of it. But as they turned it around, and then that power play happened, it goes right back.
Penalty. The penalty happened in the offensive zone, so the Stampede defensive zone, and that goes all the way back into their zone. Power play, lethal, score. Now we got a 2-1 game.
Yeah. So that's the story of the first period.
Yes, and as you mentioned a couple times during that first period, the referee keeping the whistle in the pocket because there's a lot of shenanigans going on that could have been in previous games, could have been whistled, trying to let the flow happen till finally that first penalty.
There needed to be something called, that's for sure. Like the referee did need to set that tone because you were wondering, what's the standard? Where are we going? How far are you going to let this go?
The kettle was simmering.
Yeah,
and we didn't want to boil it.
Because from yesterday, that was the story. The power plays, that basically won the game.
Yeah.
So again, it could be another factor that will determine the outcome of this one. If the first period's any indication, then we can see how that script is being written right now.
That could have been the conversation with the referees. Boy, a lot of penalties. Maybe we could just, I don't know. They don't button off, but they don't see as much. I don't know.
Yeah, but do you know a final where there's been a lot of finals in Queenstown. In fact, the SkyCity Stampede have been to the most finals. I think it's 10 out of the whole league history of 18 years. We'll check that, but when have we not had a penalty? Has there been a final without a penalty?
No.
Like that's a factor in the game. So man advantage is crucial.
Something they got to tighten Important up. Second period, staying out of the box, maintaining that intensity, and let the Swarm. You're thinking that Swarm has to get back into their mojo, get their mojo back.
Yeah, they have to maintain that intensity, particularly between the blue lines. If they control between the blue lines, the rest is going to work out for them. The shots will flow, just like it did in the second period yesterday. But if they give up those opportunities coming out of their offensive zone, allowing for the counterattack, as they've done in certain points in this game, then it's going to make for a long second period, especially given the short benches.
It's the long change for them. Both teams going to have the longer change. So excellent action here after one period. Again, just to recap, the scoreline is 2 to the Stampede, 1 to the Botany Swarm. We have 40 more minutes. Could that be the last bit of time for the Botany Swarm season? We shall see in this second
stay tuned.
and third. You got to stay tuned to watch.
As they say, the cup is in the building.
Cup is in the building. Let's go. Kia ora whanau, welcome back. Ko Ian Tokuino alongside Dave Dubnick, calling this NZIHL Finals action. Wow, what a first period, Dave. It is, again, super close, great exciting action to watch, wicked to call.
Penalties made the difference.
Yeah, that's
well,
it. It's happening again.
5-on-5 goal, but, you know, two other goals scored with penalty people in the box.
Yeah, and Swarm got hurt again, and McIntosh doing the scoring for the Stampede. So he's finding that area in that slot to get free, and the Swarm aren't picking him up, mainly because they're on a disadvantage, man down, and they got scored again. So recapping some of the scoring, I'm going to go to our stats. I think he's locked up at a birdcage somewhere.
Here we go.
I couldn't see him earlier on. He's coming somewhere with stats. Matt, have you got some stats for us?
I've got stats for you. So the first goal scored at 8:11, Lachlan Freer from Brendan Walcom and Colin McIntosh.
So
Then, like you said, the penalties mattered. Both of the later goals were based on penalties. There was a penalty to Jack Roby at 13:02, and 48 seconds into that one, Kyle Johnson.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
Kyle
exactly.
Johnson? Wait
Yeah.
a minute. That's not the goal scorer.
Exactly.
We made a call about the wrist shot from the point.
So it has currently been awarded to Kyle Johnson from D'Amato and Stepanek for the slashing penalty.
D'Amato, yeah,
Don't hold it against me.
That's the Hydra
That
stat.
is what it says.
Hydra.
And then Stepanek with the tripping at 18:35, paid off 40 seconds later by Colin McIntosh, assisted by Brendan Walcom and Callum Burns. Those two power plays going back and forth, still a 2-1 lead for the Stampede. And it really came down to, if you watched the first half of it, I think it was 11-3 in shots in favor of the Stampede, which is what I thought was going to happen. But it was right about then at that 10-minute mark, it flipped around.
That's right.
And now I think we're unofficially 14-12 for the Stampede. With just 3 shots in the last 10 minutes, you can really tell how the momentum's changed.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Look, just let you get your legs back, because he's got to go back and into that birdcage, go up those stairs.
That's right.
We'll lock him back in there. And he does have a good view, though.
He
you
does,
can see with that periscope he's got. So we are back into action here, folks. Second period about to start.
Stampede coming out late, it looks like.
There's been an injury update, too, Dave.
That's
one
right,
of the Stampede players not making it
Dylan
back
Devlin
on the bench.
popped AC. So his shoulder, you
the
saw
AC
that
joint. Yeah, I know all about those.
As he was skating off, supporting that shoulder, so he's done for the night. All right.
So Stampede can adjust their lineup, and they are back in it. Second period.
Puck
Here we go.
dropped in the neutral zone. Simon carries to his own zone with Sandoy. Simon behind the net. Sandoy with it along the boards. Walcom steals it from him, sets McIntosh up, who can't quite collect it properly. And again, McIntosh ends up with it along the boards. Back to Solo on the point. Shot collected by D'Amato. And he skates it to the neutral zone. Over the red line, leaves for Stepanek, who fires to the corner, and Polozov gives chase. Just up. Looks like 6 men.
Oh, and he did touch the puck, so
Yes,
that's going to be
It'll be 6
bench minor penalty, too many men for the Botany Swarm.
Unfortunate.
That's a killer in this time right now. That power play is lethal, so sending the SkyCity Stampede not even a minute into the second period onto a power play, Dave.
And that's kind of an unfortunate penalty. It's sort of gatekeeper's
If he didn't
problem.
touch the puck, I think he would have been okay, but because he entered on the ice and touched the puck and played it when the player hadn't gone into the bench yet, that's simple hockey there, but they're feeling that pressure. Swarm
Centering.
in a hole here.
Walcom taps it around behind the net. McIntosh glides to the corner with it. Feeds the blue line. Solo. McIntosh has it. Shot.
It gets through. He managed to get that shot through as there was a diving defender from the Swarm. Looked like Thuler went down and went off his shin pad and up. Grace had to be sharp because that's a redirect shot, unintentional, but a good save.
Great save. Shout out to all the Jurassic boys that are watching. That's our local, one of our local social teams, Wednesday Night Hockey. I know that they'll all be glued to this YouTube. Another shot from Solo, and Grace makes it makes easy work of that.
Yeah, I mean, we do shout out everybody, and it's amazing to get not just the local support, Dave, but also any of the international audience here, which is fantastic. We got a couple of calls here, people thinking 9.5 or under. That's a call. Let's see how we go with that.
Back to the point with Solo. McIntosh can't feed Welcome, but great work by Johnson. McIntosh picks it up, being dogged by Johnson. Cross ice. Welcome can't collect it, and icing will be the call.
That's one of the kind of early signs of pressure against the Stampede. Icing on a power play. Go ahead,
I was just going to say, icing on a power play is pretty much the worst thing you can do in that situation, just because they were looking for the long pass there. But it has been a long pass that has been effective in getting some speed into the offensive zone.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of puck possession in the whole of that first period, and they were lucky, not lucky, but to get rewarded on the power play. So they're still on it right now. They've got another minute.
Marches it all the way in, uncontested. Skates behind the net. Back to Burns on the blue line. Solo picks that up again. Welcome.
Not
Burns,
connecting on those passes.
Burns misses that one. Cross to Welcome. Welcome. It's harassed by Simon. And it rolls to the corner. Burns bumped off the puck. Sandoy fires it all the way down. Beautiful defensive work. And it rolls behind the net.
They've also been taking on a high diamond with a lot of stretch to the outside. It's been very effective against the Stampede. We'll see. They're going to counter it with speed here.
McIntosh marches it in, shot, and Grace gobbles that up.
Just look a little bit slower pace, Dave, as well, with the way McIntosh gained the line. He gained entry, and he kind of was looking for an option, and then had, as you see it here on the replay, Janssen gives pressure. He just curls, cuts in a little bit, delays, takes a shot. And for Grace Harrison, already out challenging, I don't want to say it, but that's kind of a routine save.
Yeah.
So that's not
much
in it in terms of power play.
Amson, Freer, one time, fans, bounces to the corner. So Sofer's getting bounced around in the corner, and it ends up on Sofer's stick. He's in the corner with it. Behind the net to Harrison. Sofer. Harrison again in the corner. The Sofer moves in front. Little mishandling there by Harrison. Shot. Grace makes a great save off her leg. And Polozov. The penalties expired, so that's quite interesting.
Back to 5-on-5.
No goals scored. Shot through by Sofer, and Grace pushing that to the side. Thuler chases along the boards. Big feed pass as Freer picks it up behind his own net. Freer, big bounce off the boards, just straight to Thuler, who puts it straight to Rusty Jones. And McCog fires it in. Now Stepanek feeds Polozov. Centering, oh, beautiful centering flash, but Dalmato could not collect in front of the net. Simons with it. Puck rolling around in the neutral zone as Polozov bounces off Solo. McCog off his skate, feeding Dalmato, but he couldn't control it, and it ends up in the neutral zone. Stepanek, beautiful shot, just looked like nothing in it, but
effortless wrist shot, and he got a lot of behind it to snap that from just outside the blue line. Like Aston had to read that very quickly.
Interesting, and it was called offsides.
Oh, okay, so maybe someone was inside the zone already, and then that shot took place, so that will come outside the Stampede zone for a face-off.
Back to Solo, to True, who mishandles, forced the skate behind the net, or push it behind the net. Stampede suffering to get it out of their own zone, and McIntosh finally picks it up the neutral zone. Can't hit Welcome properly, and it's turned over by Simon, who takes it to his own zone. And behind the net to Sandoy. Sandoy saucers it up. McIntosh ends up with it, and
that's
offside.
Yeah, his winger got a little ahead of the play there. I think it was Welcome, as he tries to straddle that blue line, but McIntosh eager to get in, but couldn't get in time. So he gets the puck here. And Welcome doesn't get the pass. I think he was looking for the pass, but didn't get the pass as McIntosh elected to hold on to it, making it offside.
Just miscommunications, I guess. And Welcome with it on the blue line. Fires it. Grace pushes it to the side. McDonald behind the net now. McDonald. Big pass. Stopped by Freer.
That was a glove pass. Okay, so Freer like kind of
He's
lowered
contesting
down
it,
to
yeah.
get the puck, but it looked like he used his glove to hit the puck down. So, it was the second
the
bit. It's
last
the
one.
second motion. He actually stops it with his body,
Oh.
then plays it down to himself with the hand.
Okay.
So it's a hand pass to himself. That's why the faceoff is at center ice.
All right. Puck is on McDonald's stick. Cross to Thuler. Intercepted. Thuler's pass is intercepted by McIntosh. And McIntosh tosses it in to the Swarm. Mawson introduces himself to Welcome, but it's racing all the way down. Big hit by Kozak and Burns, but Mawson ends up with it. Behind the net is Kozak. Beautiful centering, but no one can collect it. Mawson trying to keep it in. Freer with it on the red line, over the blue line, leaves for Welcome, can't control it. Welcome still has it. Puck.
And they scored. That's a goal, Stampede.
That's Mitchell Freer.
And Mitchell Freer was in the crease. It's gonna be something we really want to take a close look at here.
He was not standing in the crease though.
No, he was going
moving
into
into it, but the puck does go in.
Yeah, so we'll see. Referees will be, they're telling everybody, go away. We'll talk about this.
So on the backhand, the shot comes in. Grace makes the save. It actually ricochets over through to Mitchell Freer, who's in the crease area and does put the puck in. So they are going to converse here and see if that is going to be a legit goal. So the puck, again, Welcome has it on the backhand, shoots it. It looks like it kind of slows off Grace Harrison's pad. Is this a direct off the, oh, it hits off of the skate of Mitchell Freer. I'm not sure if this would count, folks. This may not.
This is all that
The
kicking
kicking
motion.
motion. Oh, there's no kicking motion.
And it is a goal.
No,
That's
so that's a goal.
it's
So
been
no
counted.
kicking motion. I was thinking also because he's standing in the crease, but that rule has been taken off, so it's more the puck can deflect off of the body, in this case the skate, and that's gone in the net. And that's a legit goal.
That is a goal.
So that's 2-goal lead for the Stampede, 3-1.
That's got to be smart. You know, it's not a great goal, but they all do show up on the.
It's going through past the red line.
Yeah, and they all count on the board. 3-1, 14 minutes, 15 seconds left in this second period. As Stampede, puck lost in feet. It's muscled out to the neutral zone. Looked like a bit of soccer going on there for a second. Stepanek picks it up in his feet. Rusty Jones takes that. And Sandoy has it in the corner to Simon behind the net. Big lead pass, broken up by Amston. McCogg hustles his way past McDonald. McCogg leaves for Solo, but he can't do anything with it.
So that puck's going off the glass and then hits, I think, either the rafters or the meshing just above the glass, which will be a face-off inside the Swarm zone.
Interesting things happening.
We're just getting a replay of that goal, Dave.
Okay.
So that it just avoids the pad and it does hit the skate as he's skating. His body is turned and it just deflects off the skate and goes right in the net. So very unfortunate bounce against the Swarm, but that's a goal.
It wasn't kicked in.
No, it's just redirected.
Yeah. Deflected. All right, here we go with Atwell. Leaves for Kozak, who takes a shot. Deflected over the net. Shot from Thuler. Just wide. Kozak along the boards, batting at it. In front of the net was Atwell. McCogg taps it up but not out. McDonald hits Hurley with the shot, and McCogg taps it up where Hurley picks it up on the blue line. Hurley, shot, oh, big deflection. No one there to pick it up.
Big hits happening here too as another player down.
McCogg, shot by Roby. Great opportunity. as there's a little bit of action here.
Just everything happening all at once.
Welcome to
Bit of a washing machine. Everyone's getting
welcome
hit.
to the barn.
Oh, that's a call. Thuler getting a little extra on the business end here as Hurley gets slashed on the hands and he goes down. Definitely going to draw some attention of the players.
Mitchell Freer's got a misconduct. They're on the warpath now.
Oh, so he's got one as well.
No, well, he's got a misconduct.
4 on 4. Okay.
Yeah, but I think he did the
Did the Cowboys the hands on the hips?
The hands on the hips, yeah. Reaching for the pistols.
Yeah, 85 and 16 going off here. A couple of conversations with the captains, but this is going to be 4-on-4 hockey with lots of room.
That was unnecessary by Mitchell Freer.
Well, everything that led to that was there was intensity. You know, I said washing machine because everybody was getting hit. There was hits galore. And then because of the retaliatory nature, Thuler felt like he was hard done by in the corner, put his stick. They're announcing it now. Okay, we'll get the confirmation of what that
Freer
call does.
skated out from nowhere to.
What did he do? Oh, he hit the swarm player.
Just after the whistle.
After it was already gone. So that's his. So it could be a 2 and a 10.
Possibly.
They might be conferring to see if it's going to be.
If it goes up on the board. But some of the things that you didn't see on camera were happening in that back left corner at the time that maybe 10 seconds prior to all of those calls happening. I would have to say that I think Mitchell Freer was involved well before the actual penalties.
Yeah. So Thuler's called for the slash, and then Mitchell Freer's I imagine interference.
Interference, yeah. That's all it was.
Misconduct.
Interference. So 2-minute penalties up on the board at the moment. Number 16 and number 85.
It's 4 on 4.
Yep. Simon crossed to Stepanek. Stepanek, that's broken up as Simon is pushed into the boards. And it's cleared all the way down the ice. No icing is called. That was a.
Polozov went head first into the boards there, trying to make a hit. Looked a little bit slow to get up.
That's gotta hurt. And Stampede just about stealing the puck was McIntosh. And keeping it in. Great work by True.
Yeah, good defensive pinch there by True.
Walcom centering. McIntosh leaves for Solo, and True can't clear past Stepanek, and that no penalty in that.
He's tripped up there. That was really close to call.
Sorry, that was Sandoy that went down, not Stepanek. And McIntosh along the boards. Yes, things are starting to heat up in the old barn for sure. Solo on the red line. Solo getting
literally 2 swarm fall on top of him.
Mawson
that check.
Tangled up with him. And big lead pass to Mawson on the red line. Mawson over the blue line. And offside is the call. Kozak was called offside there, looking and arguing, but referee says it happened. So if it is so.
Yeah, it was very interesting how late that call was on the offsides, but they had to wait until there was contact because of the rules. Just to clarify, interference call on Thuler. Mitchell Freer went for unsportsmanlike conduct, just 2 minutes. I don't know if he got the 10.
Okay, so the 10 might not be called. So it's just even offsetting minor penalties for those individuals.
4 on 4, still action. Kozak taps it in behind the net. Simon gives chase. Lead pass to Burns. Burns over the blue line. Cullen Burns dances past Sandoy.
No, that's
but then
Mawson.
gets tangled. Oh, Mawson gets tangled up with him though. Mawson stays in it. Big shot by Harrison, just wide of the net. Harrison shooting on Harrison. Mawson with it now. Mawson being harassed and loses it to Sofer centering. Harrison can't get a piece of it. Kozak moving it out over the red line. He's got puck. He's got Atwell. He's got the puck. It's got the high slot. Loses it. Freer. Those penalties are over. Shot and tapped in. No, tapped down.
Great save there.
Grace makes a save. How on earth did she do that?
Yeah, that puck was flipped up into the air. I don't know how Walcom's winger was managing to get a stick on it. We'll catch it on the replay. So that he's waiting at the blue line, kind of, picking some cherries down here. And then he looks and tosses it up and over, hits the helmet, and a backhand out of the air, and Grace Harrison manages to make the save.
Mitchell Freer back on the ice, no 10-minute.
Right on. Thank you.
Current score 3-1, Stampede are ahead.
Back in the birdcage.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Oh, stop it. McIntosh with it. Skating in, loses it. To Johnson, is it?
Yeah,
Johnson. McIntosh picks it up behind the net now. Being harassed heavily. True. Welcome centers. And turned over by
long lead pass to Johnson. He's just
one step behind on that big lead pass. Frere feeding Walcom. Offside.
Yeah,
that was
he made that
offside.
Extra move at the blue line, Dave.
Hurley.
That one little stick handle too many as his winger on that left-hand side in front of us.
Hurley
went
just
over the line
started
too quick.
to muscle drive to the net. Just one step.
Yeah, he did his net drive, but on that other side, he just went in too quick. Or delayed a little bit, I should say.
Yeah.
And also, I think someone asked in the comments about Harrison. That's Grace, first female goaltender to play in the finals.
Yeah.
In NZIHL history.
McDonald behind his own net, starts to move it up over the blue line. Little flick pass, but it's intercepted and tapped up where Hurley loses it in his skates on the red line. He's got McCog with him. Swarm. Nobody controlling. Finally Burns to McCog. McCog. Shot.
Good save by Grace off that shoulder. That was a good shot.
Roby trying a swing and a miss on a bouncing puck. And Polozov just trying to set something up behind the net. McDonald gets in the way of McCog. And Stepanek over the blue line. Shot off an ankle. Burns blocked that. And it rolls to the red line where Simon hits Sandoy across ice. Sandoy feeds, loses it. Where Burns over the blue line, centering. And
Delmatel takes down
penalty shot call.
That's a penalty shot call. Wow.
Sofer
into the action again,
oh
but he was definitely interfered with in some form, and that's going to be a penalty shot to Sofer.
Close look at that.
So Burns on the backhand, 2-on-1. Oh, it's a 2-on-2. He feathers the pass across, goes forehand, backhand. Still, he does get a shot off, so I don't know if you can constitute that as a penalty shot. There's 5 criteria to constitute a penalty shot. I don't know if that fits all 5.
Well, and in my opinion, there were a lot of players in the area as well, which is not a unique, which is one of the other 5. But here we go.
It has to be, there's a lot there.
Yeah,
1-on-0 to the goaltender.
That's a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
We'll watch the
we'll watch
shot.
Penalty shot. Well, they're definitely going to get
a couple cups of coffee. We'll talk about
That's right.
Solo taking it.
To take it.
Grace
Harrison makes the save.
Yeah, makes light work of it, actually.
That's one of the first penalty shots I've seen in a final. I don't know how many there's been, but definitely one. So he comes in on that right side, cutting to the middle, takes a shot, looking to go upstairs on the glove to Harrison, to Grace, and she stops that, keeping the score line 3-1.
And I'd also mention that there is no 2 minutes tacked on to that. The penalty shot completes the punishment in this case. So I actually think that maybe they got off a little better.
Call, if that 2-minute power play, Stampede could really hurt them.
Mawson in the corner, behind the net. Simon can't control, feeds in front where McIntosh picked it up. McIntosh has it behind the net, being pushed around by Simon. Welcome, shot in front.
Took a deflection off someone.
Yeah, Frere was there, but couldn't get a piece of it. Shot, and Grace forced to cover up. Wow, a little bit of pressure at the moment on the Swarm.
Yeah, and this is something here. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was going to say, you saw Simon where he was at. Welcome was all alone right behind him after this play. And I think that's the Swarm get away with one here just on positioning. If that puck gets through, that's an easy goal.
And Stampede showing why they are making it to the finals consistently. They certainly know how to put the screws in, as you said, Dave, put the lid on things and add to their championship trophies. Let's see how that goes. It's 3-1 at the moment in the second.
As a high stick call. It was played by a high stick, went around on the boards, and a Stampede player was the first to touch.
Yeah, so that's it. Like, there's just something about playoff experience, not just semifinals, but finals. Like, these guys have been to the dance quite a few times, so they know what it takes to win. Swarm haven't been there for a while. They are starting to discover how difficult it is.
Baki Freer, Mitchell Freer, they've had a few wins under the belt, a few cups under the belt. Amston as well. Yeah, a very seasoned line out there at the moment. Up, Freer can't get it out though. And Anik shot. Brooks makes the save. Puck rolls in front.
One of the better chances for the Swarm there, Dave,
Beautiful
as
work.
Polozov cuts in like a bit of a water bug, avoiding the defense from the Stampede, passing it to Stepanek, who gets a good shot away and a rebound, which he sends in front, looking to center it to Delmatau, and Delmatau gets that shot on, but Brooks again.
We use that.
Doing well to
we
stop
use
the
that
rebound.
term with that defense when you're defending close in your own net. Is that head on a swivel, because it only takes a second for one of those guys to slip in.
Yeah, you do the shoulder checks as well. Have a look. We're going to get a reset of that face-off. Bit of an infringement on the winger for the Stampede.
Face off to the right of Aston Brooks. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left in this exciting second period. Stepanek trying to center. Puck rolls in front, and it's rolling around, and Brooks.
That's a big-time putt. And then we got Polozov drop the stick, and gloves and punches being thrown. That's going to draw everyone coming together.
A bit of commotion in front of the net.
Polozov took exception to that.
He got slashed hard after he shot the puck.
And then he threw a cross check himself, and that's going to be
so there's going to be at least two minors here.
At least.
There was a couple swipes at Brooks, which usually angers the
Yeah, so
defending team.
this is a little bit after that sequence that we may not see. One of the Stampede have got Polozov down. So that's True going to the penalty box.
And Polozov as well.
Checking his teeth and also see if there's any blood. And Polozov's definitely favoring something as he limbers into the penalty box. And that, we'll check the penalties. It looks like they might get offsetting minors. Nothing up on the penalty scoreboard. Oh, there are two. Here we are. So that's number 6. That's True for the Stampede. He's got 2 minutes. And Polozov's number 10. He's got 2 minutes. So that's 4 on 4. Just 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike, and possibly another 2 for roughing or unsportsmanlike.
Thuler, cross ice to Stepanek over the blue line, muscles his way in to the corner, back to the point, one time from the point. Solo tries to get it past Sandoy, does a great job of blocking that puck because
McDonald broke.
Harrison was booging, a little bit of cherry picking going on. Huge lifting by the Stampede. D'Amato feeds in front. Great work by him. And it's behind the net where Stepanek is tangled
he gets
up,
literally
pulled
wrestling tackled to the ground. Like, how do you not call that? He is literally thrown to the ice. And the referee's in great position to see that.
Saw it all. Yep.
From behind him, 2 hands on the body and wrestled to the ground.
Interestingly, he didn't want to hear any argument about it.
No.
Thuler looked like he was considering putting himself in the penalty box there for a moment, but he didn't. He went off the bench there.
He has had the history of getting punched and then serving minutes, so what a gentleman.
Simon's on the blue line, being harassed by Walcom. Simon still being harassed. Controlling though, and Burns behind the net, picks it up. Feast up but not out. Shot blocked. McIntosh feeds Walcom. Walcom
gets a shot off.
Shot off. Easily tucked to the side where Sandoy feeds up to Atwell over the red line. Atwell can't hit Kozak. McIntosh feeds Walcom. Walcom's got Simon on top of him and shot. Grace kicks that behind the net where Sandoy dangerously challenged by Walcom.
And the players make changes. 30 seconds left in those double minor penalties.
Boy, big feed pass to Hopkinson. Hopkinson over the blue line. Shot high off the glass. Bounces where big feed up to McHogg. McHogg can't feed. Tries one too many moves. And it's turned around quickly as McDonald skates over the blue line. Shot deflected to the corner. Janssen goes for it. And
he's hit
collides
hard there on the boards too.
where Freer collects it.
Coinciding minors over.
And
So we're back to 5
Harrison
on 5.
giving chase.
Oh, we will have, yeah, it is 5 on 5.
And huge work by Solo. And
There's a penalty there. That's Soffer as he takes down Jonsson with a trip. So he's going to go to the box. They're now sending the Swarm to the power play. So
bit sad because it was in the offensive zone.
So you see here, yeah, Jonsson gets the puck. He just gets taken down by Soffer. And also given a little bit extra afterwards by McDonald. So Soffer 82 for the Stampede in the box, putting this Swarm onto a power play. They are down by 2. It's 4 minutes 53 seconds left in this second frame. Swarm needing to score here, well, or just score in general before the break, or, you know,
so they've got
time is ticking.
Got Mawson out there with Stepanek, big muscle, and it's dumped all the way down the ice. McDonald gives chase to the corner, rails it around behind the net to Stepanek. No, Mawson. McDonald on the blue line, over the red line. Fires it in off the glass to Mawson on the other side. Can't collect it, and it's tapped back out. Polozov collects it. Feeds Stepanek. Shot. And it bounces behind the net. D'Amato back to the point. Cross ice to Polozov now. Polozov. Stepanek can't tuck that in. And a big feed pass for Rusky Jones. Rusky Jones. Shot. Great save by Grace. But Polozov collects that gracefully and just spins around. D'Amato can't collect it. And shot all the way back down on target by Freer with 52 seconds left in the penalty.
Yeah, very good first kill for the Stampede. First half of this penalty anyway.
Walcom with it over the blue. Walcom shot, and Grace makes a fantastic save. He tried 5-hole, and it just wasn't there at the last second.
Swarm giving up chances in their own zone on the power play.
Centering, puck tapped up. Here's a chance
Another
for
breakaway.
Walcom. Got to beat Kozak. Shot. Grace makes another great save. Harrison's outstanding as Sandoy marches it back over the red line. Leaves for Atwell. Atwell to the corner. Sandoy can't collect. Rolls behind the net where Burns picks it up for Stampede. Batted back in. And here's a chance for McIntosh. McIntosh. Shot off a pad. And it rolls
Penalty's over.
behind the net. Fantastic penalty kill for the Stampede. Very offensive penalty kill. Centering.
2 breakaways.
Clearing up and finally out, where Burns picks it up on his own blue line. Turns it around where McCogg's bounced off the puck by Atwell. Thuler over the red line. Feeds Puckett. Puckett over, takes a shot. Gets a second hit at it, and it glides over across the crease, but no one there to collect dividends. Blocked down by Puckett. Tap back in.
Was right on goal almost.
Yeah, true. And Brooks trying to decide who's going to take that puck. And it's finally tapped out to the neutral zone. Fired in. Where True gives chase. Being harassed by Hopkinson. And Simon's in his own zone. Winston Lee feeds Puckett. Puckett. Shot just deflected off a toe and harmlessly to the corner.
The Stampede throw it down. It may go down for icing. It's on edge.
And icing.
It will be a call for icing.
Like, interestingly, guys, Whitson Lee, Puckett, those guys just came off one of their best shifts of the night.
They haven't had a lot of ice time
and
either.
they were just about to get over the boards, and they call icing as they're completely gassed.
Wow.
So they do make a change, then it's in the SkyCity defensive
SkyCity
zone.
icing, yeah. In the corner, Atwell rails it around to Mawson behind the net, can't collect. Being harassed by True. Mawson, True, he's got some more help in there. With McIntosh, and it's railed all the way down.
And they do ice
the
it,
call,
yeah. So
yes.
True was under immense pressure there. He actually had a hold of Mawson's stick, preventing him from getting away. And Mawson's trying to argue his case, and he does have a valid point because he's trying to get away from True.
Yeah.
However, the SkyCity, the defenders were under pressure, so they did ice the puck. They're trying to get out of this period, hopefully not getting scored against.
McDonald, quick shot, scores! Stepanek, one-time blinder. McDonald, Stepanek in the net.
It's almost a premonition. Okay, so there you go. Something the Swarm desperately needed here to keep within this game. Getting one closer with McDonald taking that shot from the point and Stepanek redirecting it so superbly.
Boy, that was a laser. That was a laser
hard
deflection.
laser.
Yeah,
it was like a shot pass,
yeah,
really. The way he placed it, it wasn't looking towards the net.
No.
Brooks was looking like that was going to be a pass, and it was in right behind him quick.
Very quick, yep. No chance to react on that one.
So 1 minute left in this second period. We are down to it.
Yeah, that's not a good time to lose a point. All right, so back to the point. Shot.
Harrison save.
Shoulder save. And a chase for it. Keeping it in is Amston. Pushing it around along the boards. Sofer has it in the corner. Off a skate where Delmato fires it up. Walcom just fires it all the way back in. Polozov drifting way down on the blue line.
A little bit after the whistle there, or after the play.
Yeah. Sofer feeds the blue line and a race
off down. So I just want to say here, Dave, that Swarm and Stampede both need to keep emotions in check when it gets this tight and you get tight checking. As we see the replay of the goal, hard shot there for the face-off win. But it's when it's close like that and there's this extra little battle, like you said earlier, Matt, the game within the game. That's what wins championships, and all that fight for the puck, all those battles, finishing hits.
Yeah. But keeping the
cool, right? Because there was a couple of retaliatory shots, like Connor Harrison slashed Andy Hay after he got hit and knocked down. Okay, well, the ref's there. He's going to see these things. Something may get called, and the power plays are the difference.
10 seconds left as Bullard slips on the ice. And McDonald goes to touch, and that'll end that second period.
What a period of hockey, folks. Unbelievable action once again here in Queenstown Ice Arena. Something quite spectacular. If you're watching this, I mean,
hockey town.
You're definitely getting treated to some amazing hockey.
Absolutely. So for me, observing that period, there was kind of two events kind of together. You had a power play that was for the Swarm, but you wouldn't know it. You turned around and you actually had 3 breakaway opportunities for the Stampede, but they didn't get anything done. And because of that, it turns around, gets, Stepanek with a fantastic redirect. That's just awesome.
Nice touch.
But I also want to point out the Stampede are shooting exactly the same way as they were yesterday against Canada. And what I mean by that, there are so many shots hitting Grace Harrison's shoulders.
Yeah, and she's making those saves.
And she is making those saves today. The Stampede have not yet adjusted.
No,
so they need to find a different weakness.
Yeah. I mean, they are ahead in the game at the moment. They still have the lead, but a tactical approach for sure for the Stampede if they want to score more to get another buffer, a little bit of a lead. Because the Swarm did super well to get back, to get that within that one goal. If they went down by 2, it could be curtains. It could be lights out.
Beautiful time. But you don't want to take anything away from Grace because, my goodness, her movement across the crease, making those saves, when the puck's kind of jostling in front, spectacular
and
work.
making, breakaway saves as well. She stopped the penalty shot.
And
also on those breakaways within the shorthanded situation. That's really unorthodox play. You have to be sharp and be ready. And she's stepping up and doing her job.
I think this all kind of, the soup is made, and now we're into that third period. We're looking at a spectacular 20 minutes.
What kind of a finish? So, you will definitely be in for super viewing pleasure. I'm super happy and very proud and pleased that we can call this.
Yeah, and I wanted to say for this third period coming up, I know we're going to talk about this, but the Swarm, this will be the 12th period that they will have played within a day period,
Yeah.
their legs are going to determine whether they can get this thing
This is
back
it.
and take it to a game 3,
Yeah.
or if the Stampede, by making that 1 seed and being a bit fresher, are going to be able to put it away.
These are the, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but we spoke about that last night about wondering whether or not the Stampede's momentum was interrupted by having 2 weeks off, or whether or not, and that fact that the Swarm had movement and momentum and playing hockey, loving playing hockey, who knows which one will take the lead.
So there you go. Like this third period, folks, will be the defining moments for one of these two teams. Will the SkyCity Stampede rise up again and hoist that Birgel Cup trophy? Or will the Swarm, will they respond? Will they overcome this adversity they're against? This 1-goal deficit, can they climb up? Will they equalize? Can they get ahead? They need to win this game to force a third game if they have any shot of winning this championship trophy.
Or there could also be overtime, which would be also a lot of fun.
Stop it.
Oh, well, there you go.
What are you thinking?
We don't want to give that commentator Chris, but hey,
that's right.
we shall see.
Be still my heart. That's
that's it.
Heart attack stuff.
Super action waiting for you just to come. We're going to take a very short break. Please stay tuned with us. Let's get at it. Kia ora whanau, welcome back Koia and Tokoinua, ko Wanameka Te Iwi. We are back at Queenstown Ice Arena, Dave.
Yeah.
The hockey town, the mecca of hockey right now in New Zealand.
Cold, I keep saying cold outside, heating up inside.
Oh, this barn has definitely been heating up. If you have missed it, this contest is separated only by 1 goal on the scoreboard. SkyCity Stampede have got 3. The Botany Swarm team have 2. Their season is definitely on the line here right now. In the last 20 minutes of play, they're going to need something to get out of this.
Get some out, just stay out of the box. You know, Stepanek is dangerous up close, and from the shot from the point, those 2 goals that they got, mixing it up. Brooks has to do some serious work. Grace has been standing on her head, doing some great work, which means their defense, the Swarm defense, are going to have to step up and clear out in front of the net.
Yeah,
all
and
those
maybe
things.
Control that neutral zone area again and try and get that. They move the puck pretty well. Like they go transition from defensive zone to neutral zone to offensive zone, and then they got again hurt and punished by the power plays.
Yeah.
And even on the penalty kill, they were in the defensive zone.
That's right. It was like a penalty power play.
Yeah,
what
it was really odd how that sequence of play.
Stampede had 3 breakaways. Was that penalty shot involved in that too, I think?
Yeah, there was. All right, Grace stopped the penalty shot.
Yeah,
so you don't know what you're going to see in this game. This is the beauty of it. So we're going to get set for puck drop very soon. Looks like there's just a bit of a corridor going on in front of the SkyCity Stampede bench. Swarm have got all their guys out ready. Matt, I'll let you out of the cage again. He's got something.
Open
the gate. Opened in.
45 seconds into the second was a team penalty, 6 men. The goal, 3-1, Mitchell Freer from Brendan Walcom, 5:35 in the second. A couple of coinciding minors, and hey, we're underway. We'll get back to the rest of it later.
We'll come back to you. Get back in that cage. As shot from D'Amato early in the piece. Brooks forced to cover that up.
So Swarm shooting early. They want to face off and get that shot on.
You know, they had someone driving to the net as well, so if that puck had bounced out, could have been a little bit of a different result. Face off to the right of Brooks. Back to the blue line. Simons bounces off the boards. Puck bouncing in front. Sandoy keeps that in. Polozov along the boards. Back to Sandoy on the blue line. Shot. Blocked by Solo, yeah. And finally they clear it out. Puck, bouncing puck on Polozov's stick, Simon's stick. And he taps it to the blue line. Cross ice to Sandoy from Stepanek. Off the board slightly. But D'Amato does great work to just play centering, and it ends up gliding through a whole bunch of players all the way back.
They had that pressure 2-on-1, and then he just missed past.
Thuler on his own blue line. Collision between Walcom and McIntosh, and shot from, I believe that was Mawson.
Yep.
And then bounces off. Unguarded. Walcom picks up a puck off the blue line. Shot.
Harrison, another good wrist shot. He's got a good shot.
But she just makes easy work of it, you know. She doesn't move quickly. She just was in position, obviously.
That's where positioning helps when you can,
Mawson, beautiful feed. Puck in front, interrupted by Burns. Back to the blue line. Shot.
That's right underneath Brooks. Oh, that puck gets put in by Mawson, but the whistle was blown.
Yes.
And Swarm were a little bit premature with their celebrations there. So Brooks did make that save. He had to be careful because it was underneath him.
He didn't know.
Loose.
Did you see the way he was looking? He was looking around.
Because that puck is underneath him now. It looks like Mawson spotted it. That's free because he puts his stick to it and into the goal. But the ref, and he also gets hit in that process as he's waiting for a referee call. So that is a no-goal call. Whistle was gone. Yeah. Still a defensive zone faceoff for the Stampede.
Great work by the Swarm. They're definitely on the offense, hungry for that tying goal. Hay with it, taps to the blue line and in where Burns picks it up. Steps past and starts to move up. And
Burns taking a heavy hit
from who else but Mawson. Puck rolling around behind the net and carried to the corner by Sulphur. Tucked back into the corner where Harrison gives chase. Harrison knocked on edge, off edge by Sandoy. And it's cleared out to the red line. Burns just steps over the red line and fires it back in, giving the boys a chance for a change.
You might see that dump and chase applied a lot in this third frame.
true. Taps it up to Roby. Roby can't collect. Centering. No one there to collect it. Just about though. And Simon with it on his own blue line. Great work by Janssen to rob Solo of the puck. Thuler on the blue line. Shot off the glass. Deflected. Puckett along the boards. And it's railed around behind the net where Solo gives chase to the close corner. Big feed pass to Walcom. Hits the referee or linesman. And Simon controls in his own zone. McDonald can't get it past Walcom, who feeds McIntosh. It's off a skate. And Simon collects his weak shot over the blue line, over the red line, and over the other blue line. Takes a shot. Here's a chance for McIntosh. He's got a rolling puck. He's got Freer, tries to toe drag, carries behind the net. He can't collect the
Broken
puck.
stick.
Broken stick,
Yeah.
McDonald's defenseman.
McIntosh, I heard him mention it should have been an enigma. Perhaps that would have helped. But
Yep, another one down.
And Amston's without a stick there.
yeah, he's without a stick. His stick is broken, and there's good opportunity there for the Swarm. As Dalmatel tries to march it in by himself.
Big hit there by Polozov. He sends his
Taking
man
Walcom
flying.
down. Big, Rescue Jones can't collect that one as it would pass from Freer. Big lead pass where Harrison picks that up in his own zone. Burns across to Freer. Firing it on above the net. That rolls to the corner. Burns in his own corner. Cross ice to Freer. Freer taps it to Jones, but Sofer picks that up over the blue line. Sofer marches behind the net, carries, feeds the point. Freer takes a quick shot. Walcom takes a shot, or Harrison takes a shot wide of the net. Very weak though. And Thuler tries to just dump it. Big mistake there because it was caught up by Jones, Rusky Jones.
Sofer going off with a minor injury.
Mawson, wide pass to Kozak. Kozak tries to tap it off the boards. And McCog, shot. Grace makes a great save. Puck bounces out of her glove and is carried back. And Connor Harrison knocks Mawson down. A little bit of payback from previous. Oh my goodness. Help us out, Ian.
Yeah, that definitely got the bench up from the SkyCity team. I mean, they are kind of hemming the Swarm down in their defensive zone from the red line onwards. All these broken sticks all over the place making a difference. As there's been a partial break here for the Swarm. Polozov gets through. Doesn't quite get. Well, he just kind of confused me with what he was doing, to be honest. He doesn't get a shot on net. But yeah, as I was saying, like the Stampede hemming in the Swarm, not letting them get out cleanly, which is ticking the clock down really quickly. Already more than 5 minutes played in this third period.
Yep, 3-2. Stampede in charge at the moment. Face off in the Stampede zone. Back to Simon on the blue line. He taps it to McDonald, who puts it into the corner, and it's tapped all the way back out to the neutral zone. Big pass, or big shot inside, and it's pushed back out. Simon collects it on his own blue line. McCog, they spun around, and Roby with it. Roby feeds McCog. McCog can't feed Hurley, just about.
But this sort of sloppy play really favors Stampede because of the clock, and they have a lead, so they can play.
Yeah, but
this manner.
that could punish them later on. Because
That's true.
If
they lose it.
If they lose, there's a chance for Hurley. Just broken up by Sandoy. And Stepanek and Thuler march it in. Into the corner goes Stepanek. It's railed around. And
That might go for ice. No, it's stopped by the Swarm defender.
D'Amato stops that on his own blue. Geez, little misdirection there by Stepanek. Almost caught off Brooks off guard. Big feed pass to
2-on-1.
McIntosh. He's got Freer. Feeds Freer. Freer can't hit.
Saved by Grace. She cuts across. Glove save. She's still down though.
Freer still has it. Freer back to the Burns on the point. Burns one times it just wide. It rails around to Amston. Amston on the blue line. Amston fires. Grace deflects that to the corner. And Stepanek feeds Polozov. And the puck rolls behind the net after his shot just wide. Dalmato takes a wide shot. And Amston rails it up and around.
Kept in.
And it was beautifully kept in by Simons. And here's
Walcom behind
Walcom.
Everyone. Backhand, forehand. What a move. He went for the Forsberg. Just couldn't tuck it in on that backhand. Man out of real estate.
Grace stood him up, and he just missed by a goalpost as Walcom has it again on the red line. Walcom's got Harrison with him. Puck rolls wide. Walcom feeding front, and puck rolls in front across the crease. No one there to collect that. Fired back in by Rusty Jones. Connor Harrison pushing for the puck. Back. Thuler cross ice. McDonald on his own blue line. Taps it up to Mawson. Mawson feeds Atwell. Atwell drags to the corner. Being harassed heavily. And it rolls behind the net. Railed up but not out. Sandoy blocks that. Shot. And tapped up again, not out. Sandoy with it. Sandoy steps into it. And it bounces to the corner. As Solo cross ice to Sofer. Sofer marches over the blue line. Shot off an ankle. And McDonald gives him a shove. Puckett on the red line. Puckett over the blue line. He's got Hopkinson with him. Leaves, but Rusty Jones picks that up. Rusty Jones feeding McCog. McCog hammers on the brakes. And great defensive work by Thuler as it rolls back.
There's a penalty coming up here. Looks like against Stampede. Yeah, they touch it up, and the referee's seen something.
Roby again.
Roby with a hook. A stick infraction. So sending the Swarm to a power play in this final. Game 2. We are in for another exciting opportunity for the Swarm here. SkyCity got 3, Swarm got 2. Let's hear it, Matt.
Oh, it's an interesting strategy change. You notice the Stampede spending the entire third period, what they call in the house, but a 1-3-1 defensively inside the dots, the face-off dots, really compressing. That's a change from what they've been playing before to avoid the counterattack.
We'll see what happens here. Off the glass and out. Walcom gives chase, but Stepanek makes easy mark of that. Hits McDonald, and Damatal chases it in. It's turned around and fired all the way down, where Walcom happens to somehow be the all the way down the ice. Stepanek cross ice to McDonald. Polozov controlling along the boards, carrying behind the net. Sneaky and trying that little bit of a...
He's looking for that one-time pass to either Dalmatel, as he's a left-hand shot, taking it in that high slot. Mawson was in that right-hand side down by the crease area.
Dangerous play.
So they got options, but they just couldn't get it through as the Stampede are putting their body in that shooting lane and blocking a lot of that shot and killing off some of this time on this penalty.
McDonald with it, being chased by Harrison. And Stepanek now, red line. Polozov across to Stepanek, carries along the boards. Stops, feeds Mawson, Sandoy. Sandoy to the corner where Polozov stands. Back to Sandoy. Sandoy, and a one-time deflected wide. And a great diving interruption there by
to get that puck cleared.
Stick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sandoy marches it in, leaves for Stepanek, feeds Sandoy along the boards. It's got Johnson drifting in there dangerously, little bit of muscle in front, and shot high off the glass and
that's going to go all the way back,
giving the Stampede a chance for a line change. Well deserved. And McCog, that harassing McCog, hustles all the way down. McDonald carries, centering, shot. Brooks puts no to that.
And he stops Atwell point blank.
Burns. He's got Hurley with him, and Hurley just dumps it in behind the net.
5 seconds.
So there goes that Walcom. Huge work. Nothing in that though. Walcom looks at the referee. So here goes Thuler over the red line. He's got 3 of them. He's got Atwell and Janssen, I believe, on the far side, and it's behind the net. Puck off a skate, still bounces to Atwell along the boards, and it rolls behind the net to Thuler in the corner. Back to the point. Shot in the corner, off something there. Puck in front. Great defensive work by True. And here's Freer. He's got Walcom. And he's bounced off by Atwell off the puck. Puck rolls behind the net, and McDonald leaves for Atwell. Puckett.
Atwell, who just kind of loses his footing and falls.
Blew an edge. And he's struggling to get back onside. And finally he does, and Puckett's bounced off the puck. Ooh. And there's a stick down on the ice as well, which isn't going to help in the moment as that puck rolls that way. And it's cleared out to Simon on the red line. Sandoy feeds Winston Lee. And Hopkinson gives chase. And Solo, Hopkinson and Solo go. Rusky Jones with it. Rusky Jones over the red line. Taps it through the legs of Simon. Trying to center, can't. It rolls to the boards where Stepanek boogies. You can see him just put on the boosters. And nothing in that. Referee's waving everything off.
Well, there was a high stick, but he didn't play it, so the play continued. That puck did just briefly go over that blue line as Dalmatel lost the handle, hit a bit of that snow buildup in front of the Stampede bench, and that will be an offside. So what action again here, Dave? It's unbelievable with Swarm breaking out of their zone here. Atwell gets the puck, kind of has it in front of him, and then whoop, trips over his own feet. The Swarm do recover, but again, it's just not generating that offensive attack that they needed.
Momentum was lost. Face off from the offside dot.
7 minutes, 26 seconds. Third period, 3-2 scoreline.
Burns flicks to Sandoy, who picks it up and bumped off the puck. Burns just flicks it up again. Yamato tried to grab that out of the air. Burns, big feed up to McIntosh.
That's a very delayed icing and a late hit too from McIntosh, but the whistle wasn't called. Wasn't blown, I should say. No wonder that McIntosh still finishes his hit because the play wasn't whistled dead. So the referees will confer.
Yeah, so Ian, just in that case, it's an opinion of the linesman that could have been played. He reached out with a stick. He actually could have played it had he played it correctly, knocked it out of the air, which I think is why there's a discussion about this. That's why you're getting this dot.
The face-off's just outside the Swarm defensive area. These decisions make a big difference. I mean, like 7 minutes may not seem like it seemed like a long time, but it certainly is long for the Stampede as they want it to all tick down.
They want it to end quickly.
Getting ever so closer.
And then if something happens, they'll wish they did have more time. That's
the beauty of that retrospect, isn't it? You're looking back on things. But we got to play in the present here, Dave, and we've got 6 minutes, 46 seconds left.
All right, Polozov feeding Dalmatal. Dalmatal over the blue line, fakes a shot on the numbers of Aston Brooks.
I mean, in that situation, Dalmatal is breaking in. Getting a shot is a good decision because he's going to get an offensive faceoff. They're going to get a reset if they need a new line out there. They're going to try to get a new look for their offense. And their offense right now, they have control of the puck, but they're just not getting it through the defense of the Stampede. If the Stampede can hold here.
Yeah, you'll see Atwell to Thuler. This is a set play, or to Mawson.
Yeah. Behind the net. Bumped off the puck. Rolling around, and it rolls out to the red line where Thuler hammers on the brakes, spins around, cross ice feed. And it's rolled up but not out. And feeding behind the net. Solo. Cross ice. Roby over the red line, fires it in. McCaw gives chase, where Atwell just spins around.
It could be an icing call, and it is. So 5:53, 3 in this third period. You got to wonder here what the course of action might be. That timeout call. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, David, I think you've probably called this out a couple of times, but have you noticed how often the Stampede are rotating, changing players to stay fresh out there? You've mentioned it a couple of times.
Yeah, they're breathing, just getting off and getting back on quickly, just giving them that little bit of extra couple breaths and then back on the ice.
Where the Swarm have been keeping their high octane offense out there as much as possible.
Right. Well, they need it. They need everything they got.
Otherwise, their season is over.
That's right. Rusky Jones feeds Amston. Amston fires it off the boards.
Might be an icing. It looks like it will
and
be.
It is. As Sulphur couldn't get a piece of it. Big hello to Max McCog, who's vacationing in Alaska at the moment. He's missing this. He's a important component of this, brother of Harry McCog, but chose to travel rather than play. What's he thinking?
Yeah, okay. Well, at least hopefully he might be watching, tuning in. There's the last 5.5 minutes here. Let's see how this ends up.
Good work by Harrison to get that puck out over the blue line. Puck Burns carries over the red line, rails it in. Where Simon and Rusky Jones give chase. Stefanik, it's Polozov.
Loses the handle on the puck there, giving it away.
And here's a chance for Rusky Jones, marches it in. Rusky Jones just gives it up on the blue line to nobody. Turned around by Polozov. A little bit of toing and froing with that puck handling stuff as Amston has it in his own zone.
And that puck's going to go all the way over the boards, even over the penalty bench, and then get another stoppage. So in that last kind of sequence, Dave, there was quite a lot of turnover. And it's a little bit of back and forth because of that turnover of the puck. It's not very clean. Again, it's ticking this time down ever so slowly for the Stampede. Are we seeing a bit of that inevitable, or are we not? What are Swarm going to do? This is going to be their defining moments in the next 5 minutes.
Firing it in and around. And back in and around from the other side. It rolls out. Polozov gives chase, but it's beaten to the punch. McIntosh taps into the corner. Thuler picks that up. Thuler looking for the big lead pass. McIntosh can't feed Walcom, and Hopkinson picks that up. McDonald with it in his own zone. He's got Thuler now. Thuler over the blue line. He's got some speed up. Over the red line, fires it in. Brooks stops that behind the net. Walcom hits Freer and kept in by Thuler, or big saucer pass to Walcom from Mitchell Freer. And Walcom's pushed up against the boards, and he'll stay there all day if he could, as McIntosh gets that out.
Penalty coming up.
Penalty call as a sandwich happened there as two Swarm players hit
a Swarm sandwich.
McIntosh from behind. That is boarding. That's kind of the textbook boarding if you see the numbers and you make a hit. So that's Kozak going to the penalty box. A very timely call here, Dave.
Yeah.
That is not what the Swarm want at all. 2-minute penalty, last 3 minutes 52 of this game. Taking a minor.
I wouldn't put anything past this Swarm team, though. They've got the chance to break it out.
Yeah, so the timeout called here, and it's going to be called by the Stampede so they can set things up.
Set up a power play.
But the real question here, Ian, Dave, get your opinions on this. The Stampede have a choice here. They can play an aggressive power play to try and get this thing out of reach.
Yeah,
and get
to really
a fourth
cement
goal.
the win. Yep.
They risk a counterattack in that situation, or
So they have to be aware of that.
or do they park the bus, go for possession,
Kill
kill
the
2
clock,
minutes,
and then
But there's
Then
still a
put it
minute
down.
left. There's still a minute
There's
left.
still a minute
and
after
that's
that.
a lifetime in hockey.
and when that happens, Harrison will be heading to the bench, and it will be giving
an extra attacker. So it's risk reward. There's a lot of scenarios that can play out here. You just have to watch what they're going to do.
Crystal ball, Matt. What's your crystal ball say?
Oh, see, I've done a lot of the crystal ball stuff, but I'm going to let reality speak for itself
Good
on this
decision.
one. It's far too compelling to sit here and try to
I've run
guess.
You don't want to say something and also be wrong.
Yeah, that too.
I've run out of heart medication. So here we go.
So Stampede do win it.
Burns.
That draw.
Back to Solo. Solo steps in. Puck rolls in front. Puck rolling in front still. Stolen by Burns. Still has it. Walk. Shot.
And
Scores! That erupts the crowd. And
4-2 here.
Yeah,
that does it.
But that
Power play goal.
Yeah, that brings out the penalty. 3 minutes left. 3:32.
Big celebration there by Walcom. He has got this crowd fired right up. 2-goal advantage right now as they go ahead.
And Dave, has Walcom not been pretty much the MVP of this club all season long? What an amazing season by him.
Scoring the game winner yesterday.
Yeah.
A very big contender for a possible MVP of these finals.
Oh, he's just been outstanding all year long. And why stop now when it's this important?
Yeah, this is it. Like as Dave says, all the marbles that are on the line, this is it. You're playing for the trophy.
Yeah, the Swarm have to cut this in half quickly to make a game of this.
Big chase by Kozak in the corner. Mawson behind the net.
It's taken off him.
Fed up where Walcom gives chase. Freer can't collect that, and it's dumped all the way down for Mitchell Freer to collect. But McDonald pursuing him. Cross ice. Sofer on the red line, over the blue line. Shot. Grace having to cover that up. 2:59, 4-2.
Dave, I hear a
Championship
different
game.
voice here. You are excited.
Well, I'm nervous because 2-goal lead, that's not,
Yeah, the 2-goal lead, most dangerous in sports, right? So
I think so.
I think you guys are in a good shot here. They just have to close it out.
Don't sit back on the laurels.
Yeah, Swarm got to pull out everything here.
Sofer takes a shot blocked. Tap to the corner. Behind the net is Simon. Sandoy trying to collect it. And Polozov ends up with it. Polozov starts to march it up. Polozov muscles his way to the blue line, over the red line. Polozov still has it in the corner. Hammers on the brakes. Tries to center. And it's tapped back out. Simon forced
Big clearance there by the Stampede. Thwarting another attack from the Swarm.
Sandoy on his own blue line. Sandoy tapped off the puck by Sofer. Dragged down. And Freer just punches it over into behind the net.
2 minutes 13.
Simon feeds. Who is that? Huge work.
We're going to keep an eye on Grace Harrison, the goalkeeper for the Swarm.
Yeah,
maybe getting pulled. She's making her way very close to the Swarm bench.
As it's railed in. Big hit in the corner.
Breaking another stick.
Shot, and Brooks forced to cover
Okay,
up.
that is a stoppage with 1:48 in the third period. Grace is looking.
She's
Should
giving
they
that.
pull me? Are they not going to pull me?
What do you want, coach?
That's an offensive zone faceoff. This is the time you got to do it.
Yeah.
They have to go all in. They are going to choose to use their timeout now. So this is, I was going to say balls to the wall. This is the time where it really defines teams, and you got to really step up. This is where the grit, all of that championship experience and that molding of champions, this is where you see it. This is where it's going to start to pay off. Swarm need to put the messages in. Hey, guys, come on. What are you going to do here to win that puck, get the possession, get the shot on net, drive traffic?
Regardless of the result on this has been a spectacular series.
Like
outstanding.
Great
play.
hockey all the way around just to get to this point.
And watching that clipboard, there is definitely a set play that they're going to take, hopefully get the face-off from the left dot, rotate it right from the blue line, move it out to that side, and kind of walk it in.
You could see that from here. You've got great eyes. You can see that from the birdcage.
Telescope in that birdcage, so he's got a bird's eye view. So a set face-off, Dalmatell lining up against McIntosh. Arguably, they're also an MVP for this Stampede.
Yeah, not much happens without in front, and that shot bounces in front behind the net. McIntosh rails it.
That's right on net.
And
it's in.
And
we can say it. That seals it.
I reckon that's a 3-goal lead. Minute 38.
Birgel's
Swarm are dejected. as they kind of just stopped playing. McIntosh got it.
That could be
Swarm
the
thought,
longest.
why would I not go for the puck? They almost just said, hey, we gave it our all there,
Yep.
and then left McIntosh, sending it all the way down and putting it into the empty net.
All the way, was he on the red?
He was just past his own red line.
Yeah, it would have been an icing if he'd missed.
That's right. That
Yeah,
would be the
yes,
other thing.
cost, yeah.
Again, high risk, high reward, and they are rewarded with a 5th goal here tonight, 5-2. You cannot take away the Swarm effort. They have been in this all the way through, up to this last few minutes of the game.
Lawson hustling against McCog. Puck bouncing around in front and push it to the blue line. Controlling is McDonald. Shot off the glass. Kozak picks that up on the other side. And the puck rolls all the way down into Swarm territory where McDonald takes it behind the net. McCog gives chase. And Sandoy feeds McDonald.
Last minute of play in the period.
Polozov over the red line. Just batted back out. And it's batted up but not out. Kozak. And offside's the call.
Time is the Swarm enemy here, 43 seconds. I mean, look, you can't say it's over at all because until that final hooter goes, they have time. But it is certainly looking, and the cards are stacked up against the Swarm here. Very gutsy. They got to play this through. As the anticipation is mounting here.
Simons bats it in. Hits the referee's skate. And D'Amato takes a swing and a hit. Burns fires it down.
Sends it all the way down.
And
icing is fine. They'll do another face-off.
27 seconds left. Harrison, Amston, Burns, Rusky Jones, and Sofer out there. D'Amato, Hay, Polozov, Stepanek, and Simon out there to wind the clock down with 27 seconds. Back to Simons on the point. Simon's shot off a skate and on the timber.
22.4 seconds.
Could be
remaining.
the longest ending of a game.
Yeah, it's just delaying what seems like it's
Considering
definitely going to happen. Maybe they're putting extra polish on the trophy.
Considering that first period went over like a snap of
It
a
was
finger.
quick. Yeah, not a lot of whistles.
And that was Connor Harrison's shot.
On to Grace Harrison.
To Grace Harrison, and she gloves that down with 14 seconds.
14 and a half to go, so good to see the Stampede sending out the players they have not yet really seen the ice much at all. Campbell, I haven't seen him out playing. That's good that he's getting a shift.
Lockie Campbell.
It's Boniface 62 on the defensive end.
Yeah, Lockie Boniface. Great to see them out there. You know, they're all part of it. They're the young players.
Yeah, future of the
future
club.
of the club and the future of our league.
Time ticking down, under the 5 seconds left. Sofer sends it down. That could be an icing. The Swarm may not go and even touch it up. That is it. That will do it. SkyCity Stampede winning the NZIHL Championship Birgel Trophy for a record-setting 8th time. Congratulations to the SkyCity Stampede 2023 champions of the Birgel Cup.
Oh, well. Yes, that exciting ending. Well, once that goal was scored on the open net, that kind of,
it just finalized it, didn't it?
The sandcastle collapsed.
Yeah.
But up till then, it was a very, very heavily fought battle.
And, you got to look to the other side. That is the nature of sport. We have winners and losers. And unfortunately, the Swarm, look, they put a lot into it. They put an enormous amount. They are worthy to be in the dance, right? They're worthy to be here and be present and they get to this stage. But the SkyCity Stampede, they really showed a lot of grit, a lot of determination. They know how to close out hockey games, especially when it matters.
It was not an easy march to the. It wasn't like clear sailing. There were some losses. They had a pretty low middle of the season, but they pulled it out, and this is where they end up.
So this is a massive, big congratulations. You can see Dylan Devlin, he's out there already in a sling with an AC joint popped, and he's still with skates on, celebrating with his team. So that's
he'll
fantastic.
Be to have a big part of that celebration.
And
Absolutely.
you see the teams here coming together with the after-match handshakes.
Yeah.
After all that battle, Dave, they're going to start to say, "Hey guys, you know what? Like, you guys, well done. Like, you really got to hand it to them. This is something quite spectacular."
You know, the hockey fraternity is quite small in New Zealand, and these guys, a lot of these guys are playing on the same team with the National League, on the national team. So, you know, it's funny, you know, battling against each other at one moment. Next thing you know, they'll be in training for the Ice Blacks and playing together.
And that's it. That's the top level for New Zealand, is the men's international traveling side called the Ice Blacks. And this is what, if you're a coach, I believe they got some new coaches coming in now. I think Darren Blong and maybe a few others that will be involved in that new group. So these are the future players of that team, and this is easy selection.
Yeah, fantastic.
You can take your pick of some of these high-quality players that New Zealand has.
You know, it's an interesting phenomenon that Queenstown, being the smallest town in the National Hockey League, punches way above its weight. Pardon the pun. Punches way above its weight in representation at all levels.
They do super well. I mean, the community gets right in behind them, and they're well supported.
And there's nothing else to do on a cold day in Queenstown but go skating.
Well, it's an event, right? This is something that is a spectacle, and it is it's an amazing game to watch, too. It's an amazing game to play. So anybody that is watching this and has tuned into this, thank you again. And hockey's a great sport to be involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. Big thank you to all our volunteers throughout the country. This league could not manage without volunteers that put in the hard work every game, in between games, not only to support the team, but actually just, you know, ticket takers and people working behind the scenes to make this work. Big thank you.
Yeah, massive thanks to everybody that's been involved. As we get a salute there by Aston Brooks and you know, winning goaltender, one of the goaltenders for the winning team, the Stampede.
And I want to thank you, Ian. That spectacular being able to announce with a skilled man like yourself.
Much obliged. Yeah, it's a real privilege to be able to call these games, Dave. And thank you to all the fans and any of the people that are viewing and watching. This is just a cherry on top for me, really, just to be able to give back to a sport that's given so much to me and to many over the years. And as much as it pains me, like I used to play for the Swarm and coach the team, and by no means am I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the game, and it hurts to see them lose. But I'm hoping that they can gain a lot of experience from this as Stampede. They are continuing their dominance on this league. I'd love to actually see a bit more of that Trans-Tasman. Maybe get the champions playing against each other again. Yeah. If any Australians are listening, like I think it was the Brave. I'm not sure exactly who won their AIHL final. Someone will be able to tell me. Get them to come and maybe play a 3-game series against the champions of New Zealand, or vice versa. Get the New Zealand champs to go over and play a mini series. As there used to be a lot of Trans-Tasman competition.
Yeah, and maybe that'll regain some traction, you know.
It's just to help the development too, right? Like you mentioned Ice Blacks, that's the top international side. They have an international side in Australia that are slightly higher up. I think they're Division 2A maybe, and we're in 2B. So there you are. Anyway, well, we're going to see some special presentations now. They're going to be awarding the trophy, the Birgel Cup. They will also award the MVPs for the different teams.
We got him out of the bird cage. He's even got his little ice cleats on. Do you notice that? Like, he's really ready for this.
So we have the in-house announcer, Mr. Ross Burns. I call him Roscoe. Sorry, Ross.
Yeah. No, Ross Burns, yeah.
Okay, so we've just been handed the run sheet here for the achievement awards
for today. for the game.
For the game. So there's a lot of thanks. I've got to thank everybody that's been watching and anywhere around the country to be at these games and supporting your teams. The players have enjoyed all your support, and they look forward for you to come back in 2024. Cheers to all the franchises and their volunteers. They've made these games what they are.
Absolutely.
And they're super well organized.
The sponsors are what make this give it the seed to happen.
And to you too, and all our live stream crew like Michael Domigan and our cameraman Joel and James from yesterday. These things just don't happen. Like we're It's going off the smell of an oily rag, really, to put in an amateur sport.
Nobody's
so you
paid,
can view it.
Not everybody's paid as well as we are.
Yeah, you get paid in caviar and lobster, apparently. So
Yeah.
you can go get in your helicopter and fly away. After being acknowledged now by all the players as they're standing on the blue line. So the coaches, players, managers, your effort and time and to make the NZIHL what it is greatly appreciated.
Wives and girlfriends will now be able to see their husbands and boyfriends after this season's over now.
A couple of special thank yous too, Dave, to some organizations like the Four Winds Foundation, Aotearoa Gaming Trust, Pub Charity, and the New Zealand Community Trust. That's very appreciated. Thanks to the refs too. You know, the score bench, they don't often get a lot of the thanks they deserve. Score bench officials, any of those contributions to the over 50 regular season games and also this final series. So now they're acknowledging the amount of people that have played over 100 games. So the Canterbury Red Devils 100 Club is awarded to Sean Brown, Dan Nichols, and George Hopkins. So congratulations to those three individuals in Canterbury. And in the West Auckland team, you got 100 Club with Chaba Kirkos Mangosh, the goaltender. 150 Club, Dylan Dixon. And 200 Club, Jordan Chalice. And we've got Callum Burns coming up. He has been awarded a trophy here. We'll get confirmation as to what his one is. Just saying 200 Club. Thanks and congratulations to Callum. Gareth McLeish, 250, 250 games. That's
in
insane.
this league, 250 games.
Oh, there it is there. 150 games for Callum. That's what he's just been presented with. And now we're announcing the team most valuable players for the NZIHL season. Phoenix Thunder, Ryan Wanfor. To the Canterbury Red Devils,
Dan Nichols.
Dan Nichols. Congratulations, Dan. And to the West Auckland Admirals, very consistent performer, high-scoring winger, Scott Henry. And Peter Stepanek takes out the Swarm MVP.
Yeah,
I was kind of looking at that. He's going to come up and receive his trophy from the general manager and CEO, the man that does everything, sporting a very new, fresh upper lip sweater,
yes.
Mr. Andreas Kaiser, the former Swarm coach. He kind of looks tiny besides Stepanek.
Yeah, well, everything does, though. Buildings look small next to him.
Just giant man. Now they are announcing team MVP for the SkyCity Stampede. I'll let you take that one, Dave.
The Enigma himself, Colin McIntosh.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Also known as C-Mac or Seabass.
Yes,
Lots of different names for him.
Yeah. But
well-deserved MVP.
Lots of points on the board this year.
So now they're going to get into the New Zealand Ice Hockey League Awards, presenting to the most valuable rookie of the league,
Lachlan Hodge.
Lachlan Hodge. Yeah, not too far ahead in the league. It was pretty close contentions for the top point scorer. That's from the SkyCity Stampede. Brendan Walcombe. Well done to him.
Yeah. There's a lot of heavy lifting for that Stampede team.
Yeah, an excellent player. Great hockey pedigree. What a gamer he is. He's had a great finals. Now we're announcing the top goaltender all across the league. Joel Hasselman from the SkyCity Stampede, earning that top honor for the goaltender of the 2023 season. Congratulations, Joel.
Solo.
Best defender of the league.
Yeah,
another
SkyCity
SkyCity player, defender. Jeff Solo, a crucial component of this championship winning team. And we'll see who is going to be announced
for the league
as
MVP.
The league MVP, the most valuable player for the whole league. That goes to one of the Botany Swarm players, number 12, Peter Stepanek.
Stepanek again. He's going to need a bigger trophy cabinet.
He's feeling pretty dejected right now after not getting the trophy he was probably looking for. He's got some individual hardware there. He's certainly well earned.
Watching him play in this series, you know that.
Now they're quiet as we have the finals MVP. So here we are.
This goes to SkyCity number 91,
Number 91, Colin McIntosh. Well earned there. He scored 3 goals yesterday. I think he was again on the score sheet tonight.
Yes, and a couple assists last night too, I think. So
he's done extremely well in the finals. What a gamer. He'll be waiting to lift that shiny silver trophy. That's the Birgel Cup. I seen Gunther here tonight, and he may be presenting the cup. So now they're going to be presenting the silver medals to the runners-up, which are the Botany Swarm. They are acknowledging the referees in their service. They've just been given some trophies there. So a customary photo too with Andy Kaiser,
Matt Button, and Kyle Matthews.
So they will present the silver medals to the Swarm now, and then they will present the gold medals to the SkyCity Stampede, as well as the presentation of the Birgel Cup to the captain of the SkyCity Stampede, Mitchell Freer.
Grace Harrison saying, do I shake your hands? Do I just go? I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like because they've already shaken hands with SkyCity, it'd be kind of awkward to go through and do it again.
Because then when they get their medals, does that mean
they have to go and do it again? So yeah, well, they'll just think they've had enough of shaking each other's hands. They kind of want to part ways at this point in time and get ready for the next season.
I think so. You know, the interesting thing about Stampede through the whole season, sold out seats. You know, it's not a big stadium, but I know as a player you would remember it's really hard playing against the fans as well.
I used to love it. All players, it's different how people get motivated for games, but you got to find the ways to dig and to win and block a lot of that out. And you'll find a lot of top players do that very well. I'm not saying I'm a top player at all, but man, these are the games you play for, and you can't wait to get down here to this place to play. It's just a magical place to be. I mean, you live here, you know.
Yeah, well,
you may get spoiled because you don't see it. You see it every day.
Any night of the week, and hockey's going on. Great Ted and Dan Graham, the owners of the rink, work really hard. They're both ice hockey players in the social league. They work really hard to keep this place running for hockey.
So now they're going to be awarding the gold medals to the winners, starting off with their captain in the gold medals. And once they go through that, then the Birgel Cup will be presented. So, yep, all the way through their lineup. There's Lockie Freer getting his.
Blondie is a bit blonder today.
Oh, did he get out the hydrogen peroxide?
I guess so, something, but supporting quite a bit of.
And Boniface, all the guys that contribute, it's often this, like if you are seeing this, you see the players, but it's all their support crew, the medical staff, the physios, the trainers, the management. They often don't get the recognition they deserve. They plan and deliver an awful lot.
So the coach, Cam Freer, with two brothers playing, like talk about a family thing going on.
Yeah.
Just Lockie Freer, I know he just came back from the high school tournament in Dunedin. They ended up with second place, which was really neat to see.
Wait, hold on. Is he still in high school?
Yeah.
So he's got to be in his last year of high school.
Last year of high school,
okay. I'm like, he can't be that young.
Yeah, but amazing. And Lockie Campbell, I think he goes away back to Canada for a bit of work.
Okay, he's going
to Rusty Jones
craft
to Florida. So, yeah, big hockey town.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it is very family orientated, isn't it? And that sense of community really does hold an awful lot, and it does go a long way. And you can see how it's benefiting this team and from the community support. Like 8 championships in 18 years.
Small little town supporting that.
That's phenomenal. The record of success is amazing. You'd want to be playing here if you're an international person or want to develop your craft. So I think the Swarm are anxious to get off the ice. They've got their medals. They don't want to see any more. They've been pretty respectful and quite diligent. Here we are, the presentation of the Birgel Cup to the captain, Mitchell Freer. There it is, and they will start celebrating. Bit of victory lap. Captain hoisting the trophy. We'll see who he hands it to next. He's got, there's always a certain order. Gives it right to Dylan Devlin, the one-handed bandit.
Yeah.
He's taken some massive hits, so he's earned that trophy for sure.
Absolutely.
All those bruises are starting to come through.
Yeah.
They will not feel it because when you lift that trophy, man, all that goes away.
All that goes away, yeah.
So, yep, they'll pass it over to Walcom. We'll do a customary skate. Saluting the Queenstown local fans. I noticed in one of the corners, Dave, they had a very huge stack of cans. Of course, some kind of beverage that would be
lubrication.
Yeah, right. Assisting their.
You get a dry throat yelling all game.
Solo with it, championship trophy.
Yeah. Spectacular work.
And then the mascot comes on as well. Does he have a name, or she, or it?
The Beast.
The Beast.
That Beast.
Okay. Rusky Jones.
Rusky Jones.
Is it Rusky or Rusky? Like, how do you pronounce
Rusky Jones?
Rusky, okay.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to ask you that one because, you know, another individual who's been on the rise. And there's Seabass there, Colin McIntosh.
Yeah. You know, he coaches
Finals MVP.
the women's as well. You know, his involvement is not just playing hockey.
Yeah,
coaching.
It goes far beyond just what you see on the ice.
In fact, the little ones that come from the primary schools to come to skate, learn to skate, he has them as well. You know, so his love of hockey goes all the way through all the lines.
And Roby, you say Roby, yeah, not Robbie. I think that's. Is there some kind of distinction for his surname?
No, I think I just mix it up because I can. Lockie Campbell.
Hey, another young individual.
Yep.
Is he? How old is he? He's got to be under 20.
Yeah, definitely. I think he spent last year overseas, if I'm not mistaken.
What do they put in the water down here? The guy, he's tall as well.
Yeah. Connor Harrison.
He's lifted this trophy a few times. He's going to go for a sweep. Yeah, there he is.
Well deserved. You know, he's definitely turned into a fantastic hockey player. Muscly.
Yeah, very tough, gritty.
Boniface, Lockie Boniface, last year in high school. Colin looking for a puck. Josh Hurley. I know this, you know, people say, oh my gosh, everybody's going to do it. It's going to take a long time, but this is what they work. This is
the special moment.
This is planting the flag at the top. You know, that's what all that work is for.
Yeah, all the trainings, all the extra gym sessions,
late nights,
lifting
giving
the
up all those things.
all the weekends and time away from family. A lot of these guys are family men. And you got Hasselman there.
Yeah, well deserved. Yes, top goaltender. Oh, he got.
And then Freer has got some fun of it. Has he got a young one?
Young one, yeah. How spectacular!
Oh, look at this, McCog. Going for a real quick lap, taking that trophy for a big loop.
Much like he did all game. Big, fast skates.
And Adam Soffer. Another big gamer. I mean, the man has played the game a long time. I mean, when I was in my rookie year for Ice Blacks, he was playing. And he's played for the Ice Blacks, played for Canterbury for a number of years. Now he's relocated to work. Callum Burns. Another heart of gold guy, soft-spoken young man, but man, he lets his play do the talking.
Yeah.
Stefan Amston, broken 2 sticks tonight, both enigmas.
Yes. We'll have to have a word with Colin about that.
So now it's Brooks' turn.
Ashton Brooks.
He's going to go around.
Yeah.
I imagine him being an arborist, he might take it to a lofty high tree and plop it up there. He lands on the glass.
Yeah. I remember him being late one game, racing in with all his arborist gear, smelling like macrocarpus sawdust, you know, peeling off all the kit as he was trying to run to the dressing room to get changed in time for the game. But obviously tangled up with something.
There's Lockie Free here. And on to the coaching staff or the management.
Ian.
There's that man there.
Ian, just another the manager with Nate.
Colin True.
think Cam Chu got his first goal this year. In fact, I think it was in a penalty shot. Oh. Somebody's got the boogie on. Oh, that's Tom, who, if you notice, he's got a boot,
cast or like a moon boot?
The moon boot on, yeah.
One of the injured Stampede players. Okay, now the coach cam.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Congratulations.
Assistant coach and sometimes player, that's Jaden Skipper.
Jaden Skipper, yeah, another battler. And Nikki.
Yeah. She's one of those people we talk about that does everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, just behind the scenes.
So, yeah, they all get a chance here. Nice one.
I think things.
So kia ora whanau again, on behalf of Dave Dubnick and myself, Ian Wanamaker, we want to thank you very much for tuning into this live stream broadcast. To all the crew, Michael Domigan, our cameraman Joel, James from yesterday, any crew that's helped throughout this season, we got to thank you at all
the rinks. You know, you guys made it work so that we could watch this on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, without your support, we don't get to do what we do, and we thank you. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. It's been an exciting finals to call down in Queenstown, and we want to set the table for next year. So SkyCity Stampede are going to be defending champions. Will they be hosting again? So that's it. A record-setting 8th title and a massive accomplishment. Congratulations to all the award winners from all the teams. Some excellent hockey this season, and we look forward to calling more in 2024.
Next year.
So thanks for being with us. Have a safe evening to all of you, wherever you are in the country or the world. Ka kite ano.